There we go. I'm just gonna have to probably not be able to post this video. We're starting off with music that YouTube does not like. We'll see what happens. Okay. I think I might like the 0.2 better than the 0.15. Kind of just playing around with it right now just to see what looks good. Hopefully this doesn't fucking make the music all funky too. Let's activate that, activate this. One second, I have to reactivate the TikTok source for the chat. Hey, what's up, Grandma Otter? It has been a while. How are you? Oh, thanks for the invite. Hey. Of course. Great, awesome. This is the current iteration of him right now. Without fur, this is what he's looking like. Kind of creepy looking, but the fur really goes a long way. I have it sectioned off into 3 different sections. I have the long hair, which is all this stuff right here. I have the medium hair, which is more for like a transitional point. Kind of looks like a ski mask. And then some short hair. And this is all based off the references that I have. Hey, what's good, Nuggets? How you doing, dude? White otter, white otter. Dude, that'd be sick, though. That'd be sick. Honestly, I was kind of thinking about it. Like, how cool would it be if there were some, like, Arctic otters, dude? That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, a little polar otter. That'd be cool. Yeah, this is where we're at right now. Trying to work on some of these things. I feel like this little gap here could probably be a little bit closer together. So I'm going to play around with that. Kind of playing around with how everything is, like, shaped. So that's mostly where we're at the moment. What I'm actually going to do is turn off the interpolate here. So there's these little points right here, and I feel like I need to adjust this. So let's switch this to a solid view. And let's go to sculpt mode. And let's deselect a lot of this stuff. Select the entire strand here. Let's do that strand, this strand. There we go. Let's get the comb. I'm just gonna brush this dude out. Oop, maybe. There you go. I just gotta kind of make this separate out a little bit better. Right now, it's not really doing it. The problem is that whenever I try to put this stuff in the center, it causes issues. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. Let's get rid of that one too. Your bank sent you the money with $1 short on each transaction. Don't know if it's a glitch or what, but you might need to throw $4 in your own car fund. Oh, filthy. I've thrown so much into it, to be honest with you. You like the mouth? Thank you, Grandma. Appreciate that. I'm glad that you like it. I worked hard to make sure that the teeth looked very much like the teeth of the actual otter itself. Even like making sure that these were sculpted correctly, kind of thing. These are just little circles that got transformed into these shapes here, and I'm pretty happy with how it came out. Yeah, no, like PayPal takes a huge cut every time there's a dono. So how much does it take? How much does PayPal take as a cut? It's a percentage. They take 2.9%. They take 2.9% plus a fixed fee of 30 cents. So, oh, it looks like they change depending on what the thing is. Either way, like you sent like the other day when you sent like, what was it? A ridiculous amount. It was like the 600. Only like 500 of that, I think. So with 200, that'd be 350. You'd think, but it's not. Like, it's more than that. Like, hold on. Oh, awkward. What was that? Did someone follow on TikTok? They did. Indigo. Thank you for the follow on TikTok, too. I appreciate that. 1 second. Yeah, it was like, what's good, Last Chance? How you doing, dude? Should not be the... Oh, I'm gonna message back. Sorry. Close that. It's the activity, transactions. Because like I said, I like being like very open and honest about this stuff here. Yeah. So actually, so like for instance, you did the 260 and they took like $10 of that. Like the fees themselves add up so much, so fucking much. So what is that percentage? Or like this one right here, it seems kind of like all over the place because this right here is 200 that you sent. And the fee that they took was 750. So hold on. With that, hold on. What is that? What does that calculate to? So 7.5 divided by 200. Okay, so that's 0.0375. So of 25, this is assuming it was all based off of donations, which it wasn't, but just the idea of it, times 0.0375. So that's almost $1,000 off of the thing. You know what I mean? So do you have enough with what's been taken out? Yeah, like so I've been also working on like a bunch of side job stuff. Like I haven't been strictly relying on the stream. The stream's been a huge fucking part, obviously, but between that and also what I'm owed through some other parties for some of the other things that I've done, I had to. So I gave someone I know money to help out family with something, and they owe me the money back, so they should be paying the money back. And then once they pay the money back, then I'll have enough for the car, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? But yeah, PayPal has taken like basically almost $1,000 from it. Hey, for you to come up short. No, you're good, Filthy. You have done absolutely more than enough. This community has done so much more than enough, dude. Thank you guys so much. Like, that's not an issue whatsoever. Like, it's been ridiculously helpful. Yeah, usually whenever you see the number that pops up on the thing, I'm usually like backfilling it with some of like money I get from the paycheck and everything. This is also why I don't post stuff before like everything gets taken out, because it's usually severely like under that. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's all over the fucking place. And a lot of it doesn't make sense to me, Filthy. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of it doesn't make sense to me. But it's just more ways to screw creators over, I guess. But yeah, you know what I mean? Punk Rock, thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. That's a interesting thing, Pigeon. We're so back. I mean, look at that. Even the model is pogging. True. They really are filthy. They really are, dude. Got some lemon and herb chicken in the air fryer. Oh, dude, fuck yeah. Love lemon herb chicken. That's so tasty. So tasty. Okay, so I need to, let's turn off symmetry here. I need to add a couple of things here. So like right in this center bit here. And then let's get the comb and just get this over here. What was that? Yo, Acer with the 24 months. Dude, that's huge. That's huge. 2 years, dude. Acer already had his what's it called? His Mastersmith status, but now, dude, now you're on something else right there. What is that? Fuck, I forgot what the year 2 is for that, what rank that is. But dude, congratulations. Thank you so much for the 2 years of being a smith, man. That's insane. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Get some love in chat for Acer for 2 years of being a smith, dude. That is insane. How you doing today, man? I might need to give these guys a call, actually. Hold on. Hold on. I might need to do a call thing real quick, so I might have to mute myself. I'm going to mute myself. 1 second. Well, that didn't work out. All right. We'll see what happens. What's up, Schemo? How you make your PNG? I use Adobe Illustrator. If we read the PNG YouTuber's lips, we can tell what he's saying. That's true. That's true. Yeah. Dude, I saw a really good one. Um, sorry. One second. Okay. Dude, I saw another person who uses the same exact program that I do, except he does it so much better. Like his thing is set up so nice. Like he's got to be really happy with it. Really happy with it. It still doesn't change my mind, obviously. Like I still want this to be the final kind of thing. If anything, just more from a stylistic approach, it just is what I'm looking for. But dude, it looks so good. It looks so good. Yeah, it was good, Shadow Wolf. How you doing, dude? It's God, what was his name? It was like something Goblin. I can't remember his name, but he does like more talk show kind of thing. I don't want to say podcast, but it's more like talk show. You know what I mean? And it looks so good. Like, he did a great job with his model. If he's the one who made it. If he's the one who made it, dude, he did an amazing job. These are acting really weird. Let me see how this looks, though. Okay, so let's go back to object mode. And let's turn on the interpolate. Okay, it looks a little funky, but it should be okay. What I'm going to do is go into the... Let's select this guy here. So it's going to look a little weird for a second. Let's go to texture paint. And I'm going to select short hair. Short hair density. Is Otterson gonna have eye color? Are we sticking with pearly blacks? Oh, he has a very faint eye color. Oh, eye color, because that's what otters have. Otters have a very, like, they do have eye color, actually. It's just very, like, subtle. You know what I mean? And that's what I was going with for this guy as well. It's a very kind of like subtle eye color. It's brown. It's kind of hard to see it now, but it's because it didn't export properly, so I'm gonna have to go back in and re-export it. But he does actually have eye color. As I said, it's just hard to see right now. Let's set this to 100%. So I'm trying to fix this gap here because I don't think it looks right. But we're getting there. We're getting closer to it. Okay. Cool. Okay. Nice. It looks like I should be able to go tomorrow and get it. I'm sorry. I'm also working out the car stuff right now. But yeah, it looks like I should be able to go tomorrow and get it. So maybe that will be what happens tomorrow. Might be what my plan is. There we go. Okay. Trying to figure out how I want this to work here. Okay, let's just draw a bunch right here. How does this look? Will do, Filthy, of course. Thank you, Azer. I just feel like it's too much of a gap. I don't understand why. Trying to figure out how to make that work better. Pretty sure the hair's more gradual progression there. Gradual progression. We don't know. I got this. Hold on. Reference. I have a whole thing for reference here. I'm not without my references. And there's this like it's very like there's still a gap here. Maybe that part just needs to go straight down though, and it could work out better. I'm gonna try doing it straight down and see how that works. So let's go and paint this in. So object mode. Hold on. So we have auto groom here. Let's go to texture paint. Okay, I guess I'll just paint white here. There, okay. So we have this here. Go. And I'm just going to brush this part straight down. So let's go to the object mode. We'll select this. Okay, filthy. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Let's get this. I'm just going to brush this part kind of like a little bit down more. I'm going to get rid of these as well, though. Boop. Boop, boop. Get rid of these guides here because I'm not a fan of them. Bam, bam, bam. Okay. I'm going to take the comb. I'm just going to go kind of straight down with these guys. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Okay, I could dig that. Direct these guys out a little bit more like that. There you go. What was that? Yo, Discopia? Thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. I'll be sure to post pics though, Filthy, for sure. Okay, so now that we have that, let's see what this looks like with the thing on. Let's go to... Let's turn this on. Oh, I think that looks a lot better. Yeah, okay, going straight down with it actually was a good call. That flows a lot better. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Okay, I think the only thing I'd want to do, though, is I want to make this curve out a little bit more. So let's go sculpt. Let's just make these go like in here a little bit more. Good, that's coming straight down here, but here needs to definitely like come out more. There we go, something like this. Okay. Now we go into object mode. Let's go rendered. Let's turn off this. Bam, bam. And let's turn on interpolate. Yeah, it's a lot better. I can dig that. Yo, it's a good paper bag. Haven't seen you in forever? Man, I'm live all the time. Where you been at? Your model's theoretical at this point? True. What is this? Oh. I saw what you sent me, Grandma Otter. You know, that's so funny. I don't know if you were trying to like send me this for as a reference, or if you were sending this to me as like a thing for actually doing this diamond art stuff. But Hannah and I have been doing so much diamond art lately. Like we picked some up to be able to do it as just like a little date night thing, but we actually found that we really enjoy it. So we watched the first and second Pirates of the Caribbean doing some diamond art stuff. Whew. Not here, I guess. Not here, I guess. I swear I haven't seen you in 2 years. Oh yeah, no, I've been here nonstop. If you guys haven't been able to see my lives, it's probably because TikTok's really bad when it comes to doing live stuff and also letting people know when I'm live. But I mean, I'm live. I mean, I just recently switched up my schedule, but it's still been Tuesday through Friday. Instead of 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. now it's 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. EST. But I've been doing this for so many years now. I've been streaming nonstop for like 6 years. Thank you, Shadow Wolf. Yeah, your boy been at this for a while now. How you doing, Clone Trooper? Loving the new model? Thank you, Jason. Wild Echo. It's the caverns in here, you know. It'd be like that. Okay, I'm liking how this is looking so far. Let's bring back the reference stuff here. I'm liking how this is looking. So if you notice with all this stuff, there's a lot of clumps here, little micro clumps. So I need to start getting some of that down. I'm not going to worry about the coloring right now. Right now, I'm just worrying about how the shape of the hair is interacting with everything. You know what I mean? So let's figure that out real quick. Actually, just realized this right here. I wonder why that's doing that. Let's turn this off. Let's go to sculpt mode. Where's my puff? Oh, no, it's pinch puff. Should be this hair right here. Hold on, let me just delete this. Let's do add. Let's make sure this stuff is interpolated. There we go. Okay, it's pretty good. Yep, we gotta do the same thing here. Let's get rid of that. Add one here. Okay, now let's turn this back on. Just making sure these little areas are taken care of. There we go. You modeled all the teeth yourself? Yeah, they started off as spheres, and then I just modeled them up in ZBrush. I just took some reference from a model or from a picture. I don't think I have it in this reference, but I have it in one of the references. Thank you, Ahsoka. Appreciate it. I've been trying to make some progress on it. It takes a while. There's a lot of people who like think that this happens overnight, but it takes a while for this stuff to actually happen. Okay. I don't think I'm too upset with this. That part in the eye might be a little weird. But some of these are more like final things, and I haven't gotten to that stage yet. I just want to make sure there's like some decent coverage here. It's not too bad. At least for the time being, I think we can work with this. Maybe I'll even take it down a notch. It's going to look a little weird for a second. That might be too much. Let's turn this to 5 so it's half of what I had before. There we go. That should be okay for right now. I'm just kind of trying to find like a good range. Sorry, I'm sure that you're like, there's a lot of background noise. It's just my computer like freaking out because of how much it's got to do. So. Yeah, sorry. It's like trying to calculate this stuff. So I'm sure that last time that you like I'm sure that you guys are like hearing the fan in the background. I apologize for that. It's just, it's trying to calculate all these little hairs. Last time I joined a stream was like last year in November, and you were mid-model still? Really? I feel like we just saw you. Huh. Welcome back in. Yeah, I've been working on this for a while. It's looking so good. I'm excited for the final, but it's probably going to be around a month or so, huh? Yeah, a month. Like, are you saying like a month for it to be up and operational? Ooh. I mean, that'd be nice. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's nice. It's a nice thought. Last time I saw this, you were putting scars on the face. It still looks super good so far. Thank you. Yeah, I haven't cut out the portion for the scar yet. That's going to be a little bit later. Right now, I just want to make sure everything flows correctly. And then once it does, then I can start cutting out areas like the scar and doing stuff like that, you know? You're banking on another year? I'm really trying to get it done by the end of the year. I'm really trying to get this all done by the end of the year. As far as like it being up and operational, I really want it done by the new year. Right now, it's just learning how these programs work. Once I understand Unreal Engine more, then I can get a better estimate. But I haven't done any bit of that because I don't have the character up and ready yet. You know what I mean? Thank you, Big Claw. Okay, let's see here. So we need to start making it where it clumps up a little bit. So I'm going to add a clump node. You see, because this stuff happens all the time. Like, this is like 90% of what goes on. Random shit like this. Let's turn this down to 001. Oh. Let me turn this off. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now let's start to up it. Let's make it 5. Okay, and you can kind of see what it's doing here. It's adding all those little clumps into there. Obviously, that's too much. Let's experiment with the shape a little bit. Let's do it 0.25. Okay, so that looks like it's making it sharper. So 0.1 compared to 0.8. Let's see what it does. Okay, so that makes it really sharp. And then 0.8. Okay. That makes it very rounded. Oh, what does the tip spread do? I want to try that out. It was good, Jumbo. Okay, I'm actually going to set this to 0.5. And then the tip spread, let's do let's just do 1. See what happens. Yeah, I don't think 1 is the play. I don't think 1 is the play. I think we broke it. Let's do 0.01. Yeah, I still think that's not good. That's 0.001. And that didn't look like it did much at all. Oh no, it's doing a little tiny thing. Okay, it's doing a little thing. Okay, so let's change the guide distance to 3. Okay, we're starting to get places. We are starting to get places. Looks just like you. Thank you, Big Claw. What is your question, Jumbo? He's been lying to us. I have been. I'm a master manipulator. Let's put this at 2. See what happens. Starting to get there, actually. Okay, hold on. This is actually starting to get there a little bit. Okay, let's set the guide distance to 2. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. Xavier, thank you for the follow on TikTok. How do I want to do this? Okay, I think that looks pretty good, honestly. I'm actually a lot more surprised on that. Why are you hearing Lord of the Rings in the background? I needed music to play. And I was just kind of in like a Lord of the Rings mood. Fun fact, I don't know if Grandma Otter's here, but Grandma Otter is one of the biggest reasons why I got into Lord of the Rings in the first place. What's the first game you're going to play with the new Avatar? I don't know. I don't know what's going to be out by the time that this is going on. honestly, I would love to find a modder. I would love to find someone who does modding to be able to like take this guy and bring him into a game. That'd be so sick. What is Lord of the Rings? It's originally a novel series by Tolkien, a trilogy that got turned into some movies. This one is from the live action movie. 100% possible? I think so, because I'm going to bring this into Unreal Engine 5. So theoretically, it should be able to get brought into games because it's already getting brought into a game engine. I just don't know how to do it. It is not PG. It's all good, DK. I know I said put a scar on him, but what if you just did a patch of white fur in areas? So the scar is going to be there because the scar was always going to be there. But the white fur is not something that he's able to have. The white fur is not something he's able to actually have, because that is kind of how they do tattooing. So I saw this really cool picture on ArtStation, right? And it really inspired me to want to like incorporate this kind of thing into the lore. The problem with it is that because my character essentially gets like exiled during his coming of age ceremony, which I still need to come up with a good name for, because he got exiled, he didn't actually go through the process of getting tattooed, quote unquote tattooed. Tattoos are a very big thing in this race's culture. So I'm just not, I didn't actually get any of that because of the exile. You know what I mean? Try to find it. Is it here? I think it's here. Here we go. Yeah, I saw this image and I was like, oh dude, this is so sick. Hold on. Boop. There we go. Yeah, look at this, dude. Look at this little guy. Oh, come on now. Yeah, I loved this little bit here and everything. He's just kind of chilling out doing his thing, but I love this little bit here. So like other Lutrine, other like otter race dudes, they're gonna have tattoos and everything on them, and it's going to kind of signify, but be signified by the white fur right on them. But my character didn't really get any of that. So, but yeah. Is the coming of age things is the whole river journey, right? No, that is just the initial ceremony thing. That's essentially like you're born, your mother brings you all the way up the stream and then sends you down the stream, and you either live or you don't. And if you live, then congratulations, you get to be a part of the community, you get to do all the things, etc., etc. You get to go through training, blah blah blah. If you don't live, well, you know, you don't live. So, what is your question, Jumbo? Lore dump, your favorite part? Yeah, if you guys have any questions about that stuff, go for it. Does your character have an otter girlfriend or human girlfriend? That is a very odd question for you to ask, Peppermint. Go for it, Jumbo. Sent to Valhalla early? Exactly. So no, I have devoted my life to the Forge. My character has devoted its life to the Forge. Be on your guard. Octavio, are you challenging me, bro? Is that what you're doing right now? You coming in here trying to challenge me, bro? Because I might win. I might lose, but I might win. So you're saying he's married to the Forge and all his, or is his Forge wife babies? No, that's weird. Daily Bible verse of the day. We don't do the whole religion thing here, brother. Is the Forge or nothing? I have no idea what you're talking about, Jumbo. Do the otter be taking the elves back to the tavern? Is there only otters, man? Why are there elves now? What lore do you think this is following? There's no elves. Okay. I think this is pretty good. Forge verse of the day. Fuck them hoes. Devon 2138. Alex, thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. Once you get the lore or whatnot, dump that shit to me. Got to draw my character for the Forge accurate. You feel me? I mean, if we got the lore section in the Discord. We got the lore section in the Discord. I plan on releasing a lot more like in cinematics and writing stories, etc., etc. Hopefully, once this is starting to get more closer to done, I can actually start getting into the writing part. I think this isn't bad. Let me try increasing the hair amount real quick just to see if it actually fits right. That's not honestly too bad. I'm not a huge fan of the hair around the eyes. I might need to direct that differently. I might need to direct that a little bit differently. I also, you know what? Let's go to clump. Let's turn down the tip spread to 1.5. I think that's a little bit better. Maybe just 1. Okay. I think it is looking pretty good. Let me try the guide distance to 0.2. Oh, fuck. 0.0025. Let's just see what that looks like. Old British language? There's no British language. They have their own language system. That might be too much, though. Let's do 2.2. So you chose to make his fur darker, or is it still brown? That's not his fur. That's just his skin. Otters have like dark gray to black skin under their fur. So I was just trying to like mimic that basically to help make it like sell it a little bit better realistically wise. Are you planning on using this for stream or creating for other reasons? Both. It's going to be used on stream, but also going to be used for just doing cinematics or any of that type of stuff as well. I like this, though. This is pretty good. It's pretty good. I like how it's clumping. That's good. I think that's honestly where I want it to be at. Okay, so now that we have that, let's turn on the medium hair. And now we got to do basically like kind of the same thing there. So we have clump on here, but I don't think it's actually... Oh, no, okay, it does. We don't have clump on this. Okay. We do, but it's not set up right. So let me just make that 0. And let's turn on the clump. Okay, so now let's see if we can just set it to the same amount. So 0.0022. That's not bad. I'm not really sure what's going on here on this side. Hmm. I can't wait to see him talking as it, honestly. I'm excited for it, man. I'm really excited for it. It's just going to take a bit. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's change the tip spread again to 0.002. Is that what I had for this one? What did I have for this one? 0.001. Might be able to get away with that, though. Here, let's change it to 1. I think I like 1 better. It's more subtle. Also, who's tattooing the otters? Is it other otters? Are they doing that with no fingers? Otters have fingers. It's more like it's like less like a tattooing system, essentially. It's more like staining the fur. Essentially. It was good water. Bro. What? I like where you got it now. Not that that matters. What are you talking about? Check my phone. What's up?
I done something drastic.
Bro!
I cut it all off.
You cut all of it off? Holy shit. Dude, it looks good though. It looks good. It looks really good. That looks great. Bro, fuck yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Really dug the whole like shit that you had going on. But I can't imagine the upkeep considering how often it like rains and you're out in the fucking like elements all the time. Like that's gotta fucking suck, dude. But like that looks good, dude. I like it. Oh yeah. It's good with like a little bit of facial hair and everything that you got going on too. That all fits and all. Oh yeah, what made you do all that? That's great, Dan. Is your character the weak hero type at the beginning that becomes strong otter, or is the story on some type of otters strong together? My character is not really like a main character. It's more just like a side character kind of thing. The main characters are sprinkled throughout. I guess I'm the main character of like my character's story, but the overall story, I'm not like the main character or anything. My character, the whole point of my character is trying to find a place that he belongs, essentially. It's just it's a story of finding where you belong. That's the idea behind it. But that's just one of the stories behind it all. And in reality, like it's like a significant character, but not a main character, if that makes sense. Background otter number 5, basically. You had been toying with switching things up. To be honest, I love the longer hair look, and I had been growing it since 2019, but I've been toying with switching things up. I like it, dude. I like it. I think keep it up, man. I think keep it up. How much fur have you added to the body? Quite a bit. I just haven't gotten to that point of stylization yet for it. I don't think this is in a bad spot overall, though. I'm really not hating it. I would say, honestly, I kind of want to experiment with something real quick. Let me do the short hair here. And I'm actually going to, let's turn off interpolate. And let's duplicate it. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to turn off the clump. What else do I want to turn? Is it just that? The trim hair curves. I'm going to set this to 2, 3. Maybe. Okay, we'll see how that looks. And let's turn on the interpolate. But let's also set this to that. Oh, interesting. I just see a little No, I think that should be okay. Okay, that might be too much. Let's set it to 2. You're the third person to see it, by the way. Dude, I think it was a good call. I think it was a great call. Do you like it? I think it's a good call. Give it yellow ears. Why? How do you plan to do the whiskers? Basically the same way that I'm doing this. I get to manually do it because they're so few, if you will. This is kind of like interpolating a lot of hair. So these little tiny hairs that you see all throughout here, these are just guides, right? This is just it telling the program, hey, this is the way that the hair needs to flow. That's it. Other than that, it's just interpolating. So it's basically taking that information and filling in the cracks for me. I'm going to turn that off for a second. Is that hair going inside of there? Is that what that is? I can't tell if that's what that is. I feel like it's not. How odd. Oh, I know what it is. It's because I have both of the things on there right now. That's fine. So all the other stuff is just through geometry nodes, which is just telling, it's just giving the computer information. This is all just telling, hey, just go in this direction. So when I do the interpolate, it tries to fill in these empty spaces with other hair. Did I draw this myself? I didn't draw it. None of this is drawn, but yeah. How did I do this? Oh, wow. How'd that happen? Did that do it automatically? Oh, no, it just did it because of that. Okay, cool. How do I... Bam. Bam. Okay, I guess that's the best I could do. Okay. Sorry about that, DK. I don't know what's going on. This is exactly what I'm talking about with like kids being out of school. This is exactly what I'm talking about with kids being out of school. It's just as a content creator, you see so much of that happening, and I apologize for that. Sorry about that, brother. You look so much like your brothers now. Do they all have like the same kind of thing? It's too realistic. How do you mean? Okay, so I have this. So now let me go back to this one. And I'm going to turn this down actually by 1. And then we turn this on. I'm trying to see what it's like to layer on some of this stuff instead. Okay. This hair here. Maybe I'll actually turn this down. I don't think that worked out. Let me add another 0. Maybe if I try to figure out how to do this. Let's set this to 2 for the length. And I'll just set this to 3. It might not be too bad. What do you use to make and rig this? It looks so good. I'm using Blender right now. It's not rigged up, but it'll also be rigged up through Blender. And then operated in Unreal Engine. Used to be a character artist for VFX Studio, and I did not envy the hair for people jobs. Dude, this sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. This part right here is not enjoyable. I've liked a lot of different parts of this so far. The sculpting is probably my favorite part. Like, I love the sculpting phase. It's so much fun. but the adding the hair physics, etc., is just not great. Detective inactivity in my life. What does that even mean? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this part, to be honest with you. Cartoon U is cool though. Gonna miss it. I feel that. I just I don't know how to, like, I'm not good at drawing. I'm not good at drawing or animating or any of that type of stuff. And also I want to have like a more lore accurate kind of version of the otter. Because there's some like actual stories and stuff that I want to write. It's not just, you know, a bunch of cartoon stuff going on. I want to write some like actual stories. And I want people to be able to like take it a little bit more seriously with that. You know what I mean? How expressive is the face going to be when you rig it? Pretty expressive. I mean, pretty expressive. Like right now I can like make a face and you guys can't see it, right? It's just like, this is just my default face. But with this guy, it should actually have like a lot more moving pieces with it because it's tracking my face so much more. You know what I mean? And then I also should have the motion track capture suit. So it should also track my arms, etc., etc. That's the idea behind it, at least. I'm not sure how hair goes between this and Unreal. Would you want to use the native Unreal for stuff? I don't know anything about it, to be honest with you. The one thing I have seen before, though, is that there is a plugin that you get for Blender that basically exports it out properly for Unreal Engine. So I don't think it's gonna be an issue based off of what I saw there, but, you know. A lot of this stuff has been super trial and error. I am not classically trained in any of this stuff. I am just learning as I go. So just kind of figure it out. You know what I mean? Thank you, Snape. Yeah, I've been working on this for years at this point. Because I truly started from knowing nothing. Knowing absolutely nothing. And I've been off and on the train of motivation of learning the thing. And then just recently, I guess I've just been like, man, fuck it. Let's learn this shit. Let's get this shit going. You know what I mean? Yeah, they did. Well, they did kind of, DK. They did kind of. Easy still has an asterisk. It's a lot easier if you're using their models. But I'm using my model. And that's going to come with its own intricacies and problems. Just to be real, it's going to come with its own problems. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the interpolate here real quick. Oh, that's the wrong thing. I'm going to turn off the interpolate for the medium hair because I got to shape it a little bit better. It's a little odd right now. So let's go to sculpt mode. Let's go to solid. I think I'm actually going to get rid of this here. So let's just, there we go. Get rid of those. Bring the comb up here. Ooh. I'll do that. Maybe. Can I turn this on? Okay. It just wants to cause issues now. That's cool. Come on. Undo you. Go back to how you were. There we go. Yeah, and also for some reason, like, my Blender doesn't do the same thing that others does when it comes to this stuff. So, like, some of these things that should just kind of work don't. Like, I should have collision on so that way it doesn't go through the skin like it's doing there. But for some reason, whenever I turn it on, it breaks my comb, so I can't actually use that. It would go so much faster if that was fixed. But I can't find a good answer online as to what my issue is, you know? So I have no idea why it's breaking the way that's breaking. It just is. Which is super unfortunate. Let's turn this down quite a bit. I've even tried like hitting up like the Blender Discord and shit, and just no responses. Fucking crickets in there. Which has been a real pain. It's me. What's good, Scorpio? Okay. So I I think part of my issue is also this right here. So let's get some of that combed down, especially over here. This area was like super all over the fucking place. So let's comb some of this down. There we go. It's not looking too shabby. Okay. I feel like almost this needs to move out more. Uh-oh. Hold on, let me undo that. Because I feel like it flows a little bit differently on the head here. There we go. So let's turn on symmetry. And I'm just going to split this off a little bit more. There we go. Have it kind of come back a little bit over here, but for the most part, have it really like start branching out sideways there. I like that. Okay. Let's turn on the interpolate real quick again just to see what we're working with. It's a little too much in the ear here. So I'm going to have to fix that with the weight paint or the texture paint. But just as a basis here, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. I solved this issue here of it like going all over the place. I might need to fix the ear a little bit here though. So let's just take that down a bit. Let's turn off symmetry. There we go. Kind of calm this weird fluff that's happening around the ear. This part I'm probably just gonna maybe get rid of. It might, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. It just might be a little bit too much going on, you know what I mean? There we go. Let's fix some of this right here. This right here. How's this comparing? Okay. Let's bring that down a little bit as well. It's kind of wild how animals' hair naturally grow the correct way and not just straight up. It's all got patterns and stuff like that. I mean, even your hair has patterns, you know what I mean? Not everybody's hair grows the same way out of their head. People got spirals in different places, cowlicks, and X, Y, and Z, you know? Got a bunch of different things going on. I'm bald of you to assume I have hair. Exactly. Are we cooking? A little bit. There's some oil in the pan. At least. Let me turn off the interpolate here. There we go. Let's just curve these guys upwards real quick. Just going down more. Alright, how does this look? It's a good bit better. Not quite right. There we go. Let's change these. The tips of these hairs. Damn, that one is still just giving me problems. There's this little hair here. Might be because of this stuff here. Let me just change all this stuff to do that. That's better, I think. Maybe a little bit more, though. There we go. This stuff right here. Bam. Dude, where is that hair coming from? There's this little hair here. Hold on, let me delete this. Let me delete these. Let me see how that works. Yeah, there's this little hair right here that I'm seeing that might cause an issue. I just don't want it interrupting the eyes there. Okay, let me get the puff brush back out because I think some of them went into the skin. See how this looks. Caden, thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. I can't seem to get rid of that, but it should be okay. Let's go turn this off again. Let's get rid of some of these guys. There we go. Let's get the brush back out, or the comb. Okay, brush it in the skin, bring it back up. And let's see what this looks like. Too much. This right here needs to move down some more. There we go. I'm going to get rid of these hairs right here. There we go. Get the comb again. Have this just curve a little bit more. And what does this look like? That's better. That's better. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. This stuff right here. Why is it? Oh, it's because it got projected on. Shit. Okay, I fucked up. It should be fine, but I fucked up. Okay, let's turn this off. This is what I'm talking about with the collision stuff. It goes into the skin and it looks super like weird and funky. And it's because of just, I guess it's a bug. Maybe it's a user error. I'm not sure. I can't find any documentation on it, so just kind of got to go with it. See what happens. Okay, let's bring these guys down a bit. I'm going to actually get rid of the hair inside the ear here. These guides. For the sake of the medium hair, at least. And let's get the comb back. YouTube feed bringing me in this live, bro. What are you talking about? Thank you, Daniel. Oh, did you not choose to be here? Did it just said you here? Fair enough. Well, I mean, welcome in. Sorry if this ain't your cup of tea. What does this look like? Looks funky. Don't know why. Shit. Let's get the where's the puff? Add to quick favorites. There we go. Let's puff this up a bit. Let's delete the ear hair, I guess. Don't really need that on there. I'm gonna have to do this to the other side as well anyway, but it's fine for right now, I guess. Let's see how this looks. Still a little weird. Brush this downwards. It kind of intersects here by the eye. If you notice right here, kind of like pushes into itself right there. Kind of follows this cheek a little bit and goes up into here. And then this kind of just goes down, flows downwards. And then when it hits this ear here, it kind of goes like this. Some of these go up and around. Some of these go right down to here. And puff this up so it gets out of the skin. Let's go back to the comb. Direct this upwards. Direct these guys downwards. And let's do the puff to bring it back up. And the comb. Stay fluctuating. Huh? Boogastain. Thank you for the follow on TikTok, dude. There we go. What's up, Mirai? How are you? Thank you, Jericho. Thank you for being a fan. I don't like what it's doing in the ear, but maybe it's okay. That doesn't look too bad overall. Just make sure it looks okay from here. Kind of do. Let me just maybe add a little bit extra stuff going on here. There we go. Okay. I'm trying to figure out if I like this puffiness on the right-hand side here. Let's take the comb. Let's just do this here. Thank you, Judy. Welcome on in. There we go. Let's bring this inwards. See how this looks. Just woke up? Oh. What'd you wind up getting into? Were you just up late last night? Okay, let's turn that off. Puff this back up because it went back through the skin. Oh, I'm on the comb. That's why. Puff. There we go. Puff this back up as well. There we go. Okay. A lot of this stuff went through the skin. Sucks. Okay. How does this look? Looks better. Okay. We don't need hair on the otter. We need him bald. That's fair. That's totally true. He does look pretty good bald. From looking at the picture, the light and the dark fur seem to split off almost perfectly. Is that where you're going for? Are you talking about like right here? There's a very faint transition, but yeah, no, it's pretty harsh on like certain areas here, but then here it like transitions a little bit smoother. You know what I mean? Like you can see this little patch of light brown compared to the lighter and then the darker. It's definitely more of like what I'm going for sure. But the stuff I'm doing here is more about the size of the fur, right? So the size here is very drastically different than the size even right here, even though they're super close together. So I'm just kind of defining what those things are. And then this is also the medium, right? And the medium is even less than what the long is, obviously. So this is going to be the long. And the long is where I'm like defining some of these other areas with, you know what I mean? So now that I have the long active, let's go to long hair. Object mode, let's go long hair. And I'm going to turn on the clump. And this one's probably going to require a little bit more work because it is such long hair. But we'll see. Penitent Bits, thank you for the follow on TikTok. You don't usually celebrate or do anything for the birthday? Why not? I was just hanging out with some friends today. I don't know what the plan is, but some friends want to hang out and have some drinks. Hell yeah. Wait, was it yesterday that was your birthday, or is it today that's your birthday? I'm confused. I didn't really understand what it was. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to do this. It's today? Oh, hell yeah. That works. There we go. Can we get some happy birthdays in for Mirai, please? There we go. Pin. There we go. Happy birthday, Mirai. Was good, Dixie. What will happen to the 2D boy? He will be properly retired. He has earned his retirement at this point. I wonder if the hair is too long. I wonder if the long hair is too long. Let's change the... Instead of 0.03, let's do 0.02. I feel like that might be better. I think it is. Okay, let's change the clump curves to 3. Man, even more. Okay. Let's change it to 7. Oh, okay, that did a lot. I mean, it's a lot more clumpier as the long hair gets. You know? That's not too bad. Let's change the tip spread to 0.05. Whoa. Okay, maybe that might be a little bit too much though. This might be a bit much. Let's change it to 0.02. Even that's a little too shaggy. Let's do a 0.005. Okay, that's a bit better. 3 or 2, I guess. Maybe 3. Okay. Starting to get somewhere. Let's change this over to a rendered view, maybe? I don't know. trying to see if I can just look at it in this so that it doesn't have to do too much work. That's not too bad. Is the plan to just start a stream and have your PC catch fire? Basically. That's the idea. This looks so good. Thank you, Pen. Like a what, baby Benny? Oh, Benny, what are you talking about, dude? We're gonna give him a funeral? He's not dying. He's retiring. He doesn't need a funeral. You think hair number 162,828 is out of whack? Oh, shit. Damn, you're right. That is kind of sticking out a little bit too much. What do you propose that we do? I don't know. This is... Now it's messing with me, God. Now it's messing with me. Like, now, you pointed it out, and now that I'm looking at it, now it's really just, like, messing with my head. That hair is sticking out in particular. You know? I think you got to go bald, not gonna lie. Spoken like a true genius. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. Honestly, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think it's a good call. I think it's a good call. He kind of just like, it kind of just works. Like a hairless cat? No, I agree. No, I think this actually just makes sense. Yeah. Huh. Okay. I like it. I like it. I think you did a good job. That's a good call. That's a good call, honestly. Yeah, I like that. That's a terrifying river otter. It's a stream otter. It's crazy how much different, like how different he looks with and without fur on. Isn't that crazy looking? Like this is what he looks like with fur compared to without fur. Isn't that nuts? Like how much of a crazy difference that is? Punisher intended? No, Punisher intended. I like it better. Keep it as Punisher intended. Okay. So I think I might do the same thing with the long hair that I did with the short hair. Let's try. We go long hair. I'm going to turn off the interpolate. I'm going to duplicate it. I'm going to turn this one back on. And then this, I'm going to change it to turn off the clump. I'm going to change the length to 3. I'm going to add a frizz. And we're going to turn the interpolate. Actually, hold on. Let me turn the interpolate off for this. Let me just turn this off. And then let me turn the interpolate on for this. Very, very fuzzy. Okay. I'm going to change the distance on this to 1. That's not quite enough. I think you got to give him a gold tooth. So many people are asking me to give him a gold tooth. It's crazy. 8-bit poltergeist aesthetic. Love it. Okay, that's not too bad. I want to change the interpolate number, though, I think. I want to make this 1. There you go. So it's more like little, like, filler kind of thing. And if I turn this on... Maybe. Maybe I actually got to go 4 with this. And then change the length to something smaller. Let's change it to 1.5. A gold tooth and eye patch, you know what? Just make him that guy from Ice Age. Wait. Gold tooth, eye patch, ice age. Buck? Are you saying buck? That's awesome. Dude, this guy's sick. I love this guy. Is this Blender? Yeah, this is Blender. That guy looks awesome. All right, so what does this look like with and without this? Like, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Oh, yeah, that does. You can see how, like, how much there's open, like, just skin there. And then I turn this on, and it kind of fills in a lot of that. I think it just knows what you're into, DK. Sorry, messaging. Cool. Maybe. I think it is. I think it is. Okay. I'm trying to think of like where we're at right now with this. Like what the next step is. You know what I mean? What? Trying to figure out what the next step I want to do here is. Do we... I don't know how to color it. Whiskers? Oh, whiskers would be good. Whiskers would be good. That's fair. Are you going to make the hair color the same as the picture or the avatar? I guess more the picture here. Not quite this exact picture, but just in general more like natural tones kind of thing. Look at this little guy. Yeah, we could add the whiskers. I'm into it. So what? How many... I have like... How many up top? So we got some growing up here. And then... Oh, what are those whiskers? So many whiskers. Okay, so they have it up here, right here. And then coming out and down here. They're little chin whiskers. Okay. Let's see how this works. I've never added whiskers before. So let's try this out. I'm going to select this guy again. Let's turn off the other hair for right now. Let's bring this down a bit. Add. We'll do empty hair. There we go. And then let's turn this off. You give him a goatee. True. I'm surprised to see Lila, not to see Lila up on that reference board. Oh, dude, I have a whole reference board dedicated to Lila. To Lila. What's good, Otter Nerd? How you doing, dude? I have a whole reference board dedicated strictly to Lila. Like, I would watch the movie, grab screenshots, and all that type of shit just to try to make sure I got, like, a good example of that. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm thinking, let's go to sculpt mode. For the points, I'm going to make it 16, not 165, 16. Let's turn this off. Length. Let's try 0.5. That might be a bit much. That might be a bit much. But what I can do real quick is I can do a profile, set hair curve profile, and I can set the radius down a lot lower. It might be a little too thick still. Okay. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Turn that on. Bam. And let's set this to... Oh, that's higher. That's not what I want. 3? That's still too much. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Let's do... Oh, again, that is higher. 1? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. Is that, do you got games on your phone? Let's see, where do I want this at? I feel like I kind of want it a little bit forward, you know, and then coming back a bit. That'd be cool. So let's take that off there. Let's add it here. There we go. Let's go to material preview instead. I'm gonna make it easier. Whiskers by his eyes. Yeah, there's a couple up here. It comes from like up here. There's some over on this area. Maybe like a couple right here. You know what I mean? And then there's a couple underneath as well. But they have all these little whiskers here. Let's turn that up to 1. These might be a little too high. Might be too big. I think they are. It's giving like praying mantis vibes. Let's do the shrink brush. Shrink them down a bit. There we go, something like that. Yeah, no, definitely it was too long. This is pretty high up, though. You know? Like, I get it, there's a bit of perspective happening here, but that might not be too bad. Something like this, maybe? Let's add another one. Let's make it 04. Put it right. Nope, that's too short. Shit. Am I making a giant river otter? No, it's more of a what would you call it? I would say it's more of a, I'm trying to base it off of a small clawed river otter. Does the boy have a scar? The boy has a scar. Right here. That might be a little too long. Let's get rid of that. Let's do this. Let's turn this on real quick. There we go. Turn it off. Let's change the thing to just 0.5, I guess. Yeah, that could work. Let's take the comb. That might be too long, actually. Going to shrink it a bit. There we go. I don't know what length that is, but that's what I want. Kind of get it in line with this right here. I can dig that. Ooh. There you go. Kind of like that curviness that's got going on. There we go. Burst that out a bit. Plex, thank you for the gifts on TikTok, dude. How you doing today? Go. Curve up more here. I like it. He's getting evil Dr. Eggman handlebar whiskers. I like this. Oh, that's kind of nice. What is his boss name? Alakai the Igniter. What's good, Ember? Thank you for the tips on Marvel Rivals. Really helps. Glad you like it. I don't know when I'm gonna be playing that anytime soon, but I'm glad that you are digging the videos that are there. I just haven't really been enjoying the game lately, to be honest with you. Kind of practicing what I preach right now with the whole, you don't enjoy the game, don't play it. You know what I mean? The Flyers suck. The Flyers kind of suck. And honestly, I don't know. I stick to it. The thing, like, one of my biggest issues is that I don't find Rocket to be fun. And that's like the main dude that I enjoyed playing. I don't really have other people that I enjoy playing too much. So I just want to play the homie, and I feel like I can't really play the homie. Not the way I like to play Ballers. There we go. They almost have like an accompanying hair with them. Do you see that? It's almost like it comes in pairs here for the little whiskers. So like there's like the two right here. There's two right here. Not all of them, but like a lot of them do. It's interesting. Make that one out there. Thank you for the gifts again, Plex. Have you played Outer Wilds yet? No. I don't know what that is. Let's make that a little bit. I might need to tone it in a bit. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Might be too curved here. Let's kind of loosen that curve up a bit. Even less so. Even less so. There we go. A little bit more like that. Have it curve up a bit like that. There we go. Kind of straighten this one out a bit too. And then bring it all back a bit more. There we go. A little bit, Lee. A little bit. Auditor, thank you for the 21 months with that Prime, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. After the rocket changes, I realized I had to play differently. I realized that I had to be more stuck on tanks than I would normally like to be. I got to GM2 being a rocket one-trick. I wasn't a one-trick. I was just like, I really like maining them. I really like playing them. And I just felt like I didn't have a good time, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, I just wasn't enjoying the, I wasn't enjoying playing the character after they changed him up. I know some people still really like him, and, you know, props to you. For me personally, I just wasn't into it. You started playing Thor and love him. Thor's also a great character. There we go. Let's add a whisker here. Kind of like seeing about doubling up on some of these. Oh, that might be too close. Straight away from Thor since Emma started to use Groot since he isn't banned as much, which is surprising because, like, he was banned so much before. There we go. Get some of these guys going here. I've never really added whiskers to this guy before. Yo, Planks, thank you for the follow on Twitch, dude. Thank you. There you go. I direct these guys a little bit differently. Brush these back a bit. Almost want to, like, take these and then bring them in. What was that? Filthy. Thank you for the 10 biddies, dude. You missed a sub? Oh, Blazing Dog. My bad, dude. Thank you so much for the 5 months. Welcome back in. Thank you for letting me know. Sorry, I missed that. Welcome back in, Blazing Dog. Hope you're having a good day today, dude. Thank you for let me know. I didn't realize I missed one. Go. Let's stick it all there, and then I'll bring it down a bit. I'm gonna adjust some of the lengths to make it a little bit more random. You cannot, true. You can pet this. What'd they change about Rocket? It was during his season 2 changes. They made him just a different type of character, essentially. And it was unfortunate. I'm just not a fan. Take out some of the length on some of these guys here. There you go. And then add some more. Like this guy here. And maybe this guy here. Bit of randomness to the size variation. Some of these little hairs here. There we go. Then I'm also going to add up on a double for some of them. Okay, so let's do like a double up on this guy. On this guy here. This guy up here. And maybe one right here. A little double in there. There we go. Except I'm going to come in. I'm going to make these guys a little bit shorter. Oh. There we go. Add some variation to some of these. This guy a little bit longer. This guy a little bit longer. This guy a little bit longer. There we go. That's not too bad. You like the under the chin hairs? I do too. I think they're fun. I might need to comb them a little bit differently, so they're kind of going back a little bit more. But I do like them. There we go. Just in general, kind of have these guys going back a little bit. There you go. A little bit of going back there. I like that. That's fun. Okay. Then let's see how it looks with the rest of all the stuff on. Yeah. That's fun. That's so fun. Look at that. He got little whiskers, dude. That's so cool. They're going to have some type of physics for sure, Lee. Oh. Although I don't know how much you're really going to see him. That's cool, though. Look at that. He's got little whiskers, dude. That's so fun. Oh. What happened? Oh, I know what happened. Okay. I got to fix that. I forgot to save my mask, bro. Damn. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I got to switch over to texture paint mode real quick. Let's go to this layer real quick. Let's go to texture paint. Once you get the hair coat, there'll be a side look. Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, I agree. It's like these things are going to be like more of a highlight kind of thing sticking out, kind of like how they are now. Like you don't really see it too much here, but you definitely see it sticking out the sides here, and they're bright, so they're going to get highlighted quite a bit. You know? Thank you, Tori. How close do you really realistically think he is until he's coming to us in 4K? I don't know. It really depends on how quick I can learn Unreal Engine at this point and finish up this process. The problem, honestly, is not with me. If everything goes well, if everything actually works the way that like the tutorials and the lessons work, it's going great. You know what I mean? Like I can learn this shit so quick. The problem comes in when I have to troubleshoot why the things aren't doing the right thing. You know what I mean? That's the bigger issue that I keep on running into. If it works properly, then dude, it works super smooth. It's great, you know? But that's the problem, is that very rarely does that. There we go. Let's turn this here. Let's go and color in some. I'm going to get rid of a little bit of the hair on the nose here. Oh, that might have been a bad call. Here, actually, I'm going to turn off this here. There we go. Let's just get rid of some of this stuff here. Oh, man, it is struggling. You know what I should do? I should save. Save is good. Save is good. I did take his skin. 1 million polygons per centimeter. You'd be surprised at how optimized this guy is, actually, to be honest with you. Even the outfit. It's more optimized than a lot of Marvel Rivals characters. I think Emma Frost, with how like her character is right now, I think she's over 150,000 polygons. My guy is like 30 something, maybe 40 something. Obviously, the hair stuff is going to add a bit, but not that much. You'd be surprised, especially considering that I think when the process gets brought into Unreal Engine, the way that the plugin thing works, I'm pretty sure it just transforms it into a hair card system, which saves a lot of polys. That plus nanite, like, you're running into a really good spot either way. You know what I mean? I'm not really too worried about it. Either way, this otter is going to have his own dedicated system at the same time, you know, like he has his own computer that's going to be running him as for the model, you know. So I'm not super worried about it either way. So this the stream setup is eventually going to be like three PC setup. It's absolutely fucking insane. I built the rig for the Otter model years ago. I just haven't used it. You know what you also probably weren't expecting, Craftman? BAM! The Glicky. Where are the 36 teeth? Do otters have 36 teeth? How many teeth do river otters have? 36 teeth. Huh. Interesting. I did not know that they had 36 teeth. That's surprising. I didn't really picture that. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Huh. How do they have 36? I don't think I have the picture in here. Oh, I'm going to copy this. Open. Let's do, I think this one. Discard. Nope. Open. Open recent. This one. No. Open. Open recent. This one. What's up, Tristan? He uses hair as splines, but does some trickery on rendering side with dithering to make it run faster. It means you can get very accurate hair sims. First time on the channel, and the otter model looks amazing. Thank you, Oscar. I genuinely did not know that, so thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I was basing it off of this right here, and I can't. How is this 36 teeth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess there are some right here. 9, 10, 11. 36, that's impressive. Okay, I didn't realize that. Either way, I don't have that many. So I guess I got in a fight, or maybe my character did crack. I couldn't tell you. Hey, what's up, Tony? Guess what? What? Chicken butt! Was I right? Guess why? Chicken butt doesn't rhyme with why. Chicken guy? Chicken thigh. Oh, chicken thigh! Chicken thigh! Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Chicken thigh, chicken thigh. Was good, Tony. Chicken pie. Ooh, chicken pot pie? I love chicken pot pie. You can't see the original image on TikTok. Let me switch back. Oh, there should be the horizontal mode. But I mean, you're more than welcome to hop on over to the other streaming platforms. I am not going to complain about that. I'm not going to complain about that. If you guys like higher quality streams, then there are other platforms that you can also switch over to. If TikTok is not suiting your fancy, the link is in my bio. What you up to today, Tony? Okay, so now that we have this saved. Oh yeah, this is my live account, by the way. Wait, what did I do with the thing? Oh no. Can I paste it? I can't paste it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I use for the reference for the teeth. which I think came out pretty okay, pretty all right. But as you can see here, I have a lot of shots of Lila for me to be able to use for reference. I've used Lila for reference for a lot of things, to include even the height, for understanding how all the proportions and everything wind up working. I like basically like trace this out to see how her proportions were. I have captured a bunch of different shots to see like emotions. Like this is her looking a little sad and concerned. This is her with a nice big smile. Like all these little tiny things here. This is like this kind of face here. So I can see like how all this stuff interacts for a model that got a lot of time spent with it. Oh, look, there's a bunch of little whiskers here. I might add some more whiskers to the top of the head instead of just the 2. Maybe I'll add a little bit more. But yeah, that's kind of the, you know, I was like playing around with it. And she has obviously been a huge source of inspiration. And you can see here, like even she has brown eyes. Although I don't know if mine are that bright, but she even has brown eyes, you know. It's not overdone. It's not human eyes because they still have like a black sclera, but it's still very well done model. I absolutely love this model. They did such a good job with it. Such a good job. And before it's Disney cease and desist, true. Actually. But yeah. Fun stuff. Okay, hold on. Now that we have this saved, let's go back into the modeling. You're competing in Marvel Rivals tournament today, and we won because enemy team no-showed. Oh, well, congratulations on the victory. Even if it's not exactly what you're going for, congratulations. Who did you, who all are you having on the team? I would like to be able to do some of the team stuff. I just feel like I don't have like I can't consistently be there. You know what I mean? Man, they really want me to come get this fucking thing, dude. Sorry. There we go. There we go. Okay. What was I doing? Half randoms. Thank you so much for the follow on Twitch, dude. Welcome in. Most of the teeth in the otter skull line the side and make up the equivalent of what would be human molars. Ah, makes sense. It's not that much of a commitment. It's more like save the date, remember to show up and play your heart out kind of type of thing. Yeah, I just can't guarantee it though. You know what I mean? That's the biggest problem. I can't ever like guarantee that that's going to be a thing. And I would just hate to do that to like teammates, be like, oh yeah, I can do this. And then like last minute be like, oh shit, I can't do this. You know, especially with like my job basically is just like, it makes it so that I can't do that consistently at all kind of thing. Because I can get called last minute for any of that. You know what I mean? Yeah. If the fact that it's on the weekends is what sucks. You know what I mean? If it was during the weekday, it's a lot easier for me to be able to manage. But the fact that it's a weekend is actually what the bad part is for me. That movie made you cry too much? Dude, I'm telling you right now, I did not shed a tear, have any type of emotion for when Rocket was about to die, because I knew that he wasn't going to, right? So like, even though it was supposed to be this big dramatic moment, I knew that he wasn't going to. So I really wasn't that upset about it. The thing that really fucking got me though was when Lila died, and it wasn't even that she died. It's how Rocket reacted to her dying. That was just like so fucking real. You know what I mean? It was so real because it wasn't just like him just like breaking down and going into tears and just like, oh, that kind of thing, right? It wasn't like him just like crumbling or anything like that, right? He didn't stop making noise or any of that type of shit. It was the yelling, dude. It was the yelling, and for some reason that's just like so fucking real. Like that was just it was so overwhelming. It was so overwhelming that got me. That definitely got me. You know? That part was super rough. Do I have it in here? I don't think I even have that part in here as one of the references here. I do have her laying on the ground. Oh, I do. Yeah, dude, just because this kind of messed up. I really just wanted this right here because I wanted to see like how they did the feet and all that type of shit, how they have her laying down here, like all the little things to look at for the shapes. But like, dude, this right here is so just fucking like, dude. You know what I mean? Like, dude. This was such a crazy fucking scene. I don't know, man. The way that they did it was just like really intense. Really intense. What's up, amigo? Rocket saving the baby raccoons and realizing he is indeed a raccoon. Fair. I can see that. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to you. I do have a bit of an issue right now. And that is, I don't know how to color the fur. I don't know how to do this. Where's that homie that was on YouTube? Where's that homie that was on YouTube? I can't remember his name. Oscar. Oscar, are you still there? Oscar! No, Lola. I'm not a nobody. I'm a wiener. Maybe I should make these a little bit longer, huh? Let's go into the curves. Is this an art piece or a realistic VTuber model? VTuber model. Let's do a... What was I doing? What am I doing? What was I doing with this? Oh, trim hair. Too long. Let's not replace the length. Can I just make it longer from what it is? I can. Cool. Let's set this to like 1.5. So 1.5 times longer than what it was. That might not be too bad. Not a huge fan of how this is being shaped up here, though. Probably gonna have to change that. It's a little too like, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, what if I do a smooth? Smooth hair curves. How does that look? I might be a little too smooth. Amount, let's turn this down to half of that. 0.75. There we go. It's a little bit better. Smooths everything out. I like that. Okay. You look good with a Fu Manchu beard. I agree. That's kind of how Dub's Otter is going to look. I'm going to give him like that whole beard thing. It's going to be great. Pizza and Schmitty. Thank you guys for the follows on TikTok. Welcome on in. Man. Oh, Oscar is still here. I look away for a moment. What's up? Oscar. Do you have experience with Blender? The way that you spoke sounded very highly intelligent about Unreal Engine. Do you have experience with Blender, my good man? This is how I've been learning things. I've just been like putting a gun to people's head and saying, hey, teach me shit. You know what I mean? That and tutorials, YouTube tutorials. Those things have been saving my life. But honestly, a lot of it helped me. You know what I mean? It's been a big thing for me. It was so real for him. It was. That's what made it so like heartbreaking about it, man. You do? Been doing it as a hobby since the olden days of 2.7? Great. I love that. I love that. I love that. I need your help. Help me, please. I know it's your first time here. So this is a hell of an introduction, but can you give me a little assistance? I don't know how to color this fucking hair. So like I was gonna do when I was looking at the shading thing, right? I was looking at the shading tab, and one of the things I could do with the material here is the melanin coloring, right? And I kind of like that because it gives me like the natural hair colors, right? The way I've been doing a lot of the layout here is through texture paint, and I have like these density maps that I painted with like white and black kind of stuff, right? And I was thinking maybe I could do that kind of idea and just tell like where the color should be for the hair, right? For the fur. Like basically like in this area where there's short fur of this color and this color, I just give it two materials and I assign like one material to only color the fur in that area with the texture map there, and then vice versa on the other color. However, it wasn't really working, and I don't understand why. You feel me? I don't know why it wasn't coloring it correctly. So then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna make an otter that has that thing already set up based off of the UVs that I'm using for the hair. So I had to use different UVs for the hair than I do for like this base model here, right? So I turn all this hair off. This right here, this model is one thing, but I used a different model for the UVs, which is basically the same thing, except I painted it differently and I gave it different UVs because this uses UDIMs and this does not, because I heard that hair doesn't work well with UDIMs. So I don't know what to do. What will feel more like you? What does that mean? What's good, Cam? Sorry, one second. Make it cuter? Oh shit, am I about to blow up my shit? I got you. I'll make it cuter. I think cuter, oh fuck. Cuter is just giving it big eyes, right? Is that the idea of making it cute? Here, I'll just make this motherfucker super cute. Here we go. Bam. There we go. He's got big eyes now. Is he cute? Is he cute to you now? Is this what you wanted? You wanted him to be cute? I can increase the eyes probably. Slug otter. That's what you're into? Bet. Oh wait, hold on. I scrolled the wrong way. I gotta scroll this way. Give it like 10 minutes and the computer will catch up. Oh, there we go. Okay, it's getting better. Okay. Just give it a second. Computer's catching up. There we go. Is he cute? Am I cute now, mother? Am I cute now, papa? Oh, fuck. I love that. Love that. Unsure of the UDIM stuff, but if you have the UVs from another mesh, then you can make a black and white mask texture and remap that to proper values for melanin in the shader. At least that's what I do, if that makes sense. It does make sense, and that's what I tried to do, and that's why I'm kind of confused right now. So, let me lay on some idea kind of thing going on here, right? So, in my... God damn, this thing is taking fucking forever. In my file here, let me save this real quick before it absolutely shits the bed. Let me move this guy up here as well. What is this for? It's going to replace my little guy right here. And in general, it's going to allow me to start getting into making cinematics and stuff with Unreal Engine, which is really like the direction I'm trying to go in with a lot of this stuff. So in the texture paint tab, there we go. I have this map here called Light. It's no longer there. Well, I had a thing there. I had a map there, but even then, we can just go with the short hair density right here, right? We'll just say that the short hair density here. No, that wouldn't work, would it? It might work for the medium hair. Let's just use it as an example for the medium hair real quick, shall we? So I have this medium hair thing here, right? So I was trying to like, because the medium hair kind of interlaps with it, so it should kind of work. You see it kind of inter works here. So it probably still works like somewhat, right? Just because of the lapping there. Let's just go to the medium hair here. Let's go to shading. Let's give it 10 years to go to shading, but we'll go to shading eventually. There we go. So we have the shading here. Medium hair. And for the texture I have for this, I have fur 1, right? And I gave it a principled hair BSDF. Well, I had that in there for the time being just to make it all white. But I have the principled hair BSDF right here, right? And let's turn this off. Let's turn this on. Let's turn on medium hair. And let's switch over to rendered view real quick. Oh, I also had to turn on the lights. There we go. Okay, so I have this, right? So I have a couple of things that I changed here for it. I had this here. Can I plug 2 into here? I can't. So I forgot how I was doing this. This is how it worked out in my head, I guess. But maybe I'm wrong. I had a color... Oh, color mix. Fuck. Please. I had a mix color node right here. Right? Now I was going to plug this into A. Oh, I can't do that. Yes, an invalid link. This is where I'm running into issues. Is this Blender? It is. Oh, hell yeah, dude. I'm glad that you're digging it. This is something I really enjoy to do. Okay, so originally this was kind of like my idea. Because this is where the melanin is at, is in the principled hair BSDF. So I was going to plug in the image texture here into... I guess I don't know what I was plugging it into. I guess that wouldn't work because I need to plug this into something that can plug into this. I need to plug this into something, and then this needs to be here to output. Wait, so this, we'll call this the short hair real quick. So we have the short hair density here. This is the map. So the map needs to affect the color. Then the color needs to know where to go on here? No. Color to map. Map to this? Because this needs to filter what is shown here into this. Bam. Bam. No, that doesn't work. It's invalid link. Yeah, mix shader node for that. I have the mix. You could take the mask into a map range and specify the melanin values you want for light and dark. Then that into... The fuck? Oh. My shit crashed. That hasn't crashed in so long. Sorry, 1 second. The other auto crashed. Thank you, Psych. From a fellow 3D artist. Thank you. I'm trying to learn how to color the fur right now. Sorry, everything is frozen right now. Uno momentino. Por favor. There we go. And 3. There we go. Okay, I'm back. Cool. This is another reason why I'm making it myself and not just having someone else make it, because I run into these types of like technical issues all the time, and I need to know how to fix it. Is there going to be collision between the bottom jaw and the jowls, like a fleshy movement? I don't know yet. I don't think so. I think that might be a little bit too much, but we'll see what happens. I don't know how to do it yet. You know what I mean? The eyes like that just made you spit out your tea? What's wrong with the eyes? I mean, they're not the right eyes yet. I have better eyes than these eyes. These are just like temporary eyes, essentially, at the moment. You could take the mask into a map range. Light and dark. Then that into the melanin value in BSDF. Oh! Wait. I see what you're saying. Wait. I kind of see what you're saying. Okay, so hold on. I need a visual. So you're saying, okay, so here is like the main output, right? So this is the main output. So this is, we'll just say OP for the output. So you're saying I need to do, I can't tell if I can plug anything from the BSDF. Here, so this goes into the output. And you're saying, but I need to define two different values. So I need to find what the values are. And then I can set that. Because I can't plug in the BSDF into anything, can I? I'm trying to understand this. So I have the map, the texture map. Are you saying value map to this? Because that doesn't sound right. Is this what you're talking about? Are you saying value like dark, light into the thing here, into the map with a tech with the mix here into this? So light, dark, map, mix, BSDF, OP, output. 8-ball placeholder eyes, that'd be cool. I didn't know if Unreal Engine 5 did that type of thing for you, or if it was something you had to do for yourself. I'm pretty sure you have to do it for yourself. I really don't know, to be honest with you. No need for mix. Okay, certain match range node in the shader editor. No need for the mix. Just map range into melanin. Okay. I've never used map range before, so I'm interested in what that is. So let's turn this off. Oh, wrong thing. Okay, so we have this. We'll just say that this is the dark color hair for right now. And then, just for me to know, I'm going to plug this in as well. Hold on. And then we'll say that this is the light color hair. Again, it's probably not the actual final value of what I'm doing, but just for the sake of this argument here, this is the light color hair. Okay. So I'm going to plug this into here first. So we'll do 0.01 for the light, and then 0.75 is the dark. So you're saying a map range. Okay. The max is going to be 0.75. The minimum will be 0.01. Think, right? Yeah. Okay. The result will get plugged into here. And then you're saying image texture? The short hair density into the value? Huh. Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Okay. You want the melanin value in the 2 min / max. Otherwise, you're not using all of the texture and mapping to O/1. At the melanin value in the 2 min max. Oh, so I have this set up wrong? Are you saying this? Shit, get out of here. So, get out of here. You're saying plug this into this? No. Fucking fly, dude. Get out of here. Leave the min max as 0 and 1. Okay. And the 2 min max is where you specify. Oh. Okay, so you're saying 0.01 to 0.75 in here. Okay. And then this goes into here? That doesn't seem right. Do I need a texture coordinate? Oh. Do I need this for the vector? Oh. Why is that not working? Normal? Generator? Maybe I don't understand how this node works. I feel like I need... Isn't there one other thing that I need for this? I feel like I need something else for this. Fuck, what was the thing? Yeah, it might be the UV map that I need. If this is confusing anybody, don't worry. I'm in that same boat with you. I just, I know certain words to say, and that's about all I got. So, don't worry. We are all lost together. Yeah, this is what I'm running into. It's like, it's not... This seems right? So, like, I gave it the UV. I gave it the proper UV, because that's what this is using. And that's what the texture map is based off of here. So then I plug that into the value. And this defines what those values can be, which goes into the melanin, which should then in turn go into this. But it don't. Give me 1 second, y'all. I am going to use the bathroom real quick. Okay, I am back. Okay. You sound like you when you get mad at coworkers. Words. I like to have words. I have words for you. Feel that. Feel it. Okay. So theoretical. This should be fine, but it's not. For why is it not? So I have the values established in there, but everything is white right now. And I don't know why it's white. Does this still affect things? It doesn't look like it does. It looks like it's pulling it straight from this. What if I take this off? Okay. If I take this out? Okay, that changes. Oh, interesting. So if I set this value to 0... yeah, it's slowly changing the melanin. So this is changing the melanin values. It's using this. How do I tell... hold on. So how do I tell the map range to pull white and black values from the short hair density? You feel me? So this has white and black information in it. Here, I switch this over to short hair density. You can see here, right? This is the map that I have here. So how do I tell this that that's what I want to grab from this? Is it the color information? I feel like it's not the alpha information. Because color turns it that. Alpha turns it this. Which looks exactly the same. Color makes it white, though. So this is working. This is working. This seems to make everything white. If I do a texture coordinate, no. Huh. But the hairs should have UVs. No, the hairs do need UVs. Because I'm also pulling that for the interpolate hair curves. So the interpolate here, it does use UVs as well. So if I go to the hair thing here, you can see the UV map for the hair is under UV underscore hair, which is what I'm pulling over here as well. It does have UV map. Are you sticking with the dark brown? I'm figuring out how to color it right now. I'm not stuck on this. I'm stuck on how to change that brown from one color to another color kind of thing. So I have that. It's using the UV hair map. What if I go into here and I turn off interpolate? And then I plug this in here. No, it turns it all white again. It's like it's not pulling the information from this, you know? And I don't understand why it's not pulling the information at all. It's not using the map that I made. Why is it not using the map? It's not even using it there. So UV hair has that. Is it that it just wasn't utilizing that right there? Value? No. Just tried it in a test scene and texture coordinate UV. Huh. So you're saying texture coordinate, the UV into a mapping. This into the mask texture. So you're saying this right here into map range. So you're saying this right here, texture coordinate into mapping, mapping into the image that I have, the map that I have here, into a map range, into the hair, into this. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I don't have this established. Hold on, maybe that's why. Shit. Wait, stop. Please. Oh my gosh. 0, 0, 0. Okay. So... UV hair. I don't understand. If I do this, UV hair. No. I don't get it. Scale for the mapping needs to be 1. Oh, oops. Could you try putting the density texture into an emissive shader into output so I can see what what shows? Density texture into an emissive shader.
What?
What the fuck?
What?
Oh, hey, buddy.
I did.
We're going...
I forgot that you have the fucking soundboard off. I've changed my intro sound to the elite go. What?
Oh. Yeah, I know. I don't have any of that stuff turned on. People are
anytime
abusing
I hear it. I always have to just go. What?
What's happening with you, bro?
Man, I can't. Anytime I see my reflection, I'm like, huh, who's this? I was like, oh, it's me.
New haircut's treating you right.
Always...
I said that means that the haircut's treating you right.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm coming to terms with it.
Are you saying this, Oscar? Are you saying like plug it here into the emission and then into that?
Something to get used to.
I mean, it's understandable. That's a huge change.
Dude, the last time I looked like this was back when I was in college, minus the beard.
I know you went to college.
Yeah. This is not university college.
Why do you say it like that? Like, yeah. Like, I just fucking know that shit.
Say it like that?
Oh, I didn't know that you went to college. I didn't go to college.
Yeah.
I didn't know you went to college.
Illiterate fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no. It's after... Yeah, it's... I know for you guys, it's like you guys go to high school and then university. But college for us is sort of like university. And then also university.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like...
Yeah, no, I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar that you call it university as opposed to just like going to college kind of thing. But like,
yeah,
it's not a direct pipeline for us kind of thing because it's just expensive.
For us, it became a legal thing because I think
I don't
was
think the
up until,
texture
like,
node is outputting
the
correctly. I
people
don't know
that were
why. I
in
don't know
school
either.
The year before me, you could, as soon from like 16,
I'm very
as soon
confused.
as you finish school, you could go straight into work.
I don't know why
And
it's
then
not
after
doing it
that,
right.
they sort of made it legal where you had to stay in education until the age of 18. So people had to go to college. But the good thing about it was it's free, basically.
Oh, that's nice.
And then universities, when you start paying like the thousands and thousands of pounds for education. Yeah. So I went to college for film and TV production,
How come you don't do it?
and it was shit.
Why is it shit?
Because I went to a pretty shitty college.
Oh,
So most of the time we were literally just like, oh, cameras, let's make shitty movies, and then didn't turn out well. And then I think we just made the teacher give up on life at that point. We annoyed them so much that they were just like, look, we just need you guys to pass, and then you can
Are you
get out of
saying
here."
this into a mission? What do you mean?
I'm pretty sure we made one of our teachers like bald by the time we left.
Jesus.
He was losing hair at a rapid pace. Yeah, we were dipshits back then, man. That's a British education for you.
Yeah, for me, it was like I originally the reason why I went into the military was to go to school, and then I just didn't. Oh, you know what might be the issue? Hold on. Hear me out. I think I might have a bit of an answer. I could be wrong, could be totally wrong, but I'm gonna give it a shot real quick. Let's plug that stuff back in. Sorry, I'm also trying to like figure this shit out.
Yeah, what's been going on? How's the fur thing going on?
It's not, and that's part of the problem. I'm not able to color it correctly. I have an idea as to why it's having an issue though, now that I'm looking at it. So all this stuff is set up correctly. It looks like, okay, so that should be okay. I think what the issue is, I'm going to save it real quick before I completely fucking destroy everything. Okay, so I have this. I have an idea. So I have the hair selected right now, and I'm in the view tab, and I see all the information and data for it. Let me try applying all of that. So bam, apply the location, rotation, scale. It didn't seem like it did it because it still got the stuff. It still has all this. Why is the location and rotation not applied? Oh. Wait, what?
Oh, for fuck's sake, I got an ad.
That's fun.
I'm out there trying to look at what you got going on, and it's just like, get the new AMD, and I'm like, okay, I want this. Shitty adverts.
Oh, this is the cursor. Never mind. Item. My bad. That was the cursor. I was like, why is it not applying? It's already applied. It's just, that's where the cursor was at, not the... Okay, I'm back at square one again. This is a pain in the dick, bro.
Is it selecting everything when you do it?
What?
When you apply it? Like, are you selecting everything first?
No, I'm just selecting the things I'm working on right now.
Okay.
But I had it mixed up. So like right here in the transform tab where it has the location, rotation, and scale, 0, 0s, and 1s and shit. I was looking at the view tab under the 3D cursor where it had location, rotation, and that's all super fucked. But it's because it's just not in the center of the world. But that doesn't really matter. That's just the cursor. You have a friend who has exclusively played Nintendo games until she got to college. So I'm going back and making her play all the console classics halfway through OG Halo, and it's a blast. Hell yeah, dude. That's awesome.
God, I wish I could remember what half this stuff meant in Blender.
You should get back into it, bro.
It's like I know it's like, but it's funny because it's like, it's vaguely there in the back of my head. I just don't know what any of it means.
You see, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm upset that this is not working. However, I also find this part kind of interesting. The way that this stuff is laid out.
Yeah.
I really kind of dig nodes. Nodes are kind of cool to me.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of did like nodes when I was.
You didn't like it?
I did.
Oh, you did? Yeah, nodes are cool, right? Like, it's kind of cool, the stuff that you can do with these nodes.
Yeah.
But I agree, it is also very confusing. It's a very logic system, and that's why I'm kind of confused right now, because logically, I feel like this makes sense unless I'm missing something. So we have the texture coordinates. So let me try to break this down for anyone who's not understanding, right? Basically, the idea of this is that this right here is the output, right? This is just like outputting to this material. This, all the information that is collected here goes to this, and then this is assigned to this material, right? So this right here, this node, right? All these individual things are called nodes, right? So this node right here is telling this thing what this melanin level needs to be. The melanin right here controls how dark or not this whole thing is, right? This is what controls this level right here, okay? So theoretically, the map range here should tell the melanin what color this needs to be, right? So even if the melanin is down here at 0, right? If I plug this in, it's going to tell it to be a different number. So the max that I have set up for this right now is 0.75, which is why it's not black, right? It's at 0.75, which is this dark brown. Cool. So if I ever adjust this value here, this value is also just going between the number that I have set. So when I hit 0, it's at 0.01, and then when it's at 1, and when it's at 1, it's at 0.75, because that's the 0 to 100% of what that number is. So theoretically, I should be able to plug in this right here, which is a map that I have set up. So if it's white, it's at 100%. And if it's black, it's at 0%. Right? Hold on. I'm going to change this over to this. All right. So in theory, this actually should be inverted, right? If it's at, if it's close over here, it should be dark hair, and then all this should be bright or like white hair. Right? That's the idea behind that. So I'm plugging this into the value because it should be able to take those values from that. Now, what this needs is this information here. These two things tell this where it is in 3D space, right? So all this should tell this where it is in 3D space, where this map is in 3D space, which then tells the information of, hey, this is what this number is associated with, to this, which tells what color it is, to this, to say this is what material this is outputting to. If that makes sense to everybody.
I understand it.
Yeah. I feel like the command probably works. Does the socials command work in? It doesn't. Oh, it does. There we go. Yeah. All right. Discord's right there. Oh my God. I posted it so many times. Yeah, it's right there for you. I need to make some changes, I guess. It's funny. Yep, the Discord's right there. If you want to do that and then hop into the waiting room, we'll drag you in. Huh?
How many bots do you have on YouTube? Every single bot was just like social.
It was just stream. It was stream elements a whole bunch. I was using bot rigs for a while because that was like the only thing I was told that it was available on YouTube. And then stream elements came out with their shit, and I was like, oh, okay, I can swap over to that. And then bot rigs for some reason keeps on posting, even though like I've disabled the bot so many times.
He refuses to die.
He does. Thank you, Whopper. I'm doing my darndest.
I've dragged them in.
Whoa. On Machinist, thank you for the 63 months, man. Welcome back in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. 63 months of being a bitch. Oh, hey, what's up, dude?
If they have a mic.
I don't know.
Smile.
Welcome back into Machinist. How you doing today, dude? If you do
Hi,
have a
Machinist.
mic, I don't hear you at the moment.
Oh, dude, I completely forgot, by the way. Me, you, Reedy, and Donkey need to organize a time and play Peak.
What is peak?
It's a new sort of like... How can I even explain it? Just send you the trailer.
Okay. I know, that's crazy how much just. Thank you so much for the 63 months, man.
I don't know what's been happening
What's your
recently with
follow
my-
age?
Who's?
Machinist.
Yo, hi. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you
Yes, hello.
now. Hello.
Okay, great. Sorry, my mic was being annoying.
No problem. Welcome on in.
Send it
Right.
to you in Discord.
Thank you.
Ooh.
So, this order is quite a thing, huh?
Yeah, it's very confusing. I don't really know what is going on with all of it right now. Theoretically, this seems like it should be right here. I can share my screen here too.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Maybe I can. Discord is being very slow, probably because this is eating up all my fucking bandwidth. There we go. Boop, boop, and boop. There you go. Hopefully it doesn't make everything crash. Okay. So, theoretically, I feel like this should work out. I don't know what is going wrong with it, though. And that's where I'm kind of hitting my head against a wall.
Yeah, I tried a quick thing with just a test cube in Blender, and this exact setup should work.
So, question about your test cube. So you did the hair, like, you just like apply like a fur thing to it or whatever?
Basically, I just created a new hair with fur. Yeah.
Did
so
you
basic
use
setup.
the interpolate hair curves on it by chance?
That I did not do actually. Yeah.
I don't know if that would be causing the issue for this thing, but just kind of wondering. It doesn't
I
seem to, because
don't
even if I turn
think
it
it should.
off, it's still like, still is all white. But
Yeah. The thing that I want to check is if the UVs are coming through correctly.
mhm.
The setup for getting the UVs, where you pick the mesh and UV map, what does that look like? It's kind of blocked by the stuff on the stream.
Oh, are you saying for the hair?
For the hair, yeah.
Oh.
Since when you set it up, you get the
So the surface here says the surface is auto groom and the hair is on the UV map of UV underscore hair. So when the object I have selected over here even is the auto groom, or sorry, yeah, auto groom, and it's just
right.
still not there.
Can I see the other groom? Just that mesh and see what the UVs.
Yeah. So this right here is that mesh, and can I bring that up over here? UV editor. Here we go. Is it selected? It is selected. This is where some of the ignorance comes in. Oh.
This is also an annoying thing about Blender because you need to do something special to make that show up unless you have an image texture or something selected.
Right.
It's
Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's give it a second. There we go. So here's the UV right here,
all right.
which lines up with this as well.
Yeah, that all looks correct. And then the UV maps, UV hair, that's correct as well.
Mm-hmm. You feel like you need a degree to understand what's going on here? I mean, to be fair, people do get degrees to understand what's going on here.
But I have a degree and I barely understand.
Right.
what's going on.
That's what makes this a
Okay.
pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, no, I've been using Blender for I think a decade at this point, and
It's still fucking like, what the hell is going on right now?
Oh yeah, it's incredible. But this all looks like it should be set up correctly. The UV map is correct, and that's mapping and the textures lining up and everything. That material you have there, body groom.
Yes.
Can we try and just debug that really quickly? If you plug the UV output of that texture coordinate node into an emission shader.
You're saying for body groom here?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let me exit out of this. So
yeah.
here, let me turn off the hair so everything just kind of runs a little smoother here. Okay, so you're saying for the output here, I need to do what?
So if you just take the texture coordinate UV output and then input that into an emission shader, and then that into output. This is how I usually go about debugging UVs, because they can be kind of annoying to figure out what's going on with.
So you're saying into the color here?
Yeah, and then just that to surface. Ooh,
interesting.
That I think we might have something. Can you look at the material tab actually for that? Because it has multiple materials. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. There's so there's the head groom and then there's the body groom, because it did get set out as separate materials.
Right.
So like the head groom here also has this thing. So if I do this into an emission and then plug that into here, so then there's this right here.
That all looks like it should as well, from what I'm seeing.
It's just two different material sets.
Yeah, but the UVs seem to be lining up. I have spent way too much time looking at UVs, at this point I can almost tell where something should end up on the texture just by looking at the colors.
Gotcha, fair enough.
I've looked at UVs for so long, I can taste the UVs.
Not far from it, man.
Yeah, this kind of does look tasty, though, actually, now I'm looking at it. Like, it kind of makes me want some, like, Jolly Ranchers.
Right.
So here, I don't want to do it, because that just breaks my computer every time. Boop. And... boop. Okay, so that's laid out there.
And it's just one mesh and everything, is that?
Yep, just one mesh, just separated into two different textures, because I did the texturing this part in Substance Painter and I accidentally like left it as two separate things, so I just imported it as two separate things. Because this character here, the actual like otter dude here, going into his stuff, he has he's using the Udemy format, so he's got like two different things going on here.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I am not seeing why this shouldn't be working. I have one thing that we could go in and check, but this is going to be even more confusing.
Okay. Hit me with it.
So what we do is that we bring back so we can see the fur, and then we go into the geometry nodes workspace, I'd say.
Okay.
We can technically do this in another workspace, because what we're looking for is not the geometry nodes editor itself, but rather the I forget what the name is. It's spreadsheet in data on the right of that menu.
Oh, for the geometry nodes? You're saying this right here?
The window you have open right now, if you switch that from geometry nodes to spreadsheet.
Spreadsheet. Oh, I've never been in this menu. Okay.
Yeah, this is the place where some really weird people like me go when something isn't working.
I go here when I feel alone.
Yeah, so there you see spline. You have 87,000 splines.
Bro, you know how to read this?
Yeah, basically on the left it tells you how much you have of everything, vertices, edges, and stuff.
Okay.
And then you have like this is where all the data for everything is. So for every single hair, all 87,000 of them, we can see that they have something called a UV map.
Oh, wait a second. How can you tell how many hairs there are overall? Oh, it's right here?
Yes, you can also, if you look at the far left, just left of all the entire spreadsheet, you see, yeah, there.
Oh, okay. That little fucking bitch. There isn't well, actually, you know what? There is 160, like whatever that fucking number was. Damn, I could have pinpointed the exact. Can I select the exact hair? Or probably not.
No.
Oh man, that would have been so fucking funny.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, I came in like talking shit. It's like, hey, I think number 100,620, whatever the fuck, is out of place. I could actually went to that exact hair. That would have been so fucking, dude. That would have been great. That would have been phenomenal. Too bad I'm a fucking dumbass and don't know how to do that shit. All right, but continue. Yeah, what were you saying though? Like, what's the actual?
Yeah. Okay, so this has all of the like attributes, all of the data that Blender has for each hair.
Right.
And if you look a bit to the right, you see a column that says UV map.
Yes.
And that basically says for each strand of hair, where on the UV map do they end up? And I am seeing a lot of 0, which would mean that they all end up in just the corner, or they straight up don't have it defined.
Interesting.
So there is no UV map.
Is it because the modifiers are not applied? No, that wouldn't make sense, would it?
It should not be.
Right.
I'm not sure what is causing it, but now we know it's the UV map that is the issue at least.
Right.
So that means that we don't have to stumble around in the dark looking to figure out where it's going wrong.
So
we
there's a
just have to
lot
connect
of
the hairs to the UV map.
I think so. I see a lot of different things here, right? In this attribute panel. And all I really need, I feel like, is the UV hair. Am I wrong with that?
I'm in theory. I don't exactly know what else. I know there are some stuff that Blender actually does use, like the normals, surface normals, for example, is how the hair knows what direction to go to start going out from the surface.
Right.
And I think gradient is also used to tell like if it's
Is this for
yeah.
the whole project, or is this just for the curves right here? Like these
I
attributes?
think it should just be for the curves. But
Okay.
I'm seeing a lot more than what's reasonable for there to be. So now I'm
Right. So like because I know that this bake iris is from the eye that I have. Same thing with the bake sclera. And I think the diffuse UV came from the original, like this guy right here. Yeah, this has the diffuse UV on him. This has just attribute, I guess. And then this has UV hair. And I got rid of all the other like things that were in here, UV map wise, for this stuff.
yeah.
Except for this one, I guess. This one has all the other stuff in it because it has some of the other elements in there as well, like the teeth and the eyes and stuff like that. Like it's an FBX that has a bunch of different things with it. This only has this like body here. So this right here, I only needed it to be at that body, but it has all these other attributes in here. But I feel like it probably doesn't need like this UV map or anything like that either. I wonder if that's just like causing the issues.
I don't think it should, but it could be. I tried to like create in my test scene again, just like another object and add some attributes to them, and they are not showing up for the hair. So I think the reason why they're just there was because they were already created when the hair was created. So I think it should be fine to delete some of them, but I would save a
Yeah,
copy
definitely
of
go
the
save first.
file. Yeah.
Let's save as, and let's do a little 4 there. What's today's date? 21st? 21st. Through. Okay. And then let's start deleting shit. Give you the 3D otter? I'm trying, Jacob. Are you making this for VR chat? No. I'm not a huge fan of VR chat, to be honest. Okay. So I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff here. Let's just boop. And boop. Okay. I don't know about gradient yet, but we'll get rid of this. this. I'll just start getting rid of things and see what happens here. Do that. Oh, well, it definitely needed that. Okay.
That did something.
that was not the right thing to get rid of. My bad. Okay, it's back. Gradient. Let's see. Boop. I think it looks okay. I feel like all this other stuff is stuff that it could use still.
Yeah.
So
I am seeing one thing that might actually be pointing in the right direction. You see this surface UV coordinate thing. That actually has data that looks to be proper UV.
yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, because UV hair. So the UV map that you saw, that wasn't even for this thing. I don't think. I think because this is under UV hair, right? But that's like you said, all zeros. So
Yeah.
you're saying this right here, though.
I think the surface UV coordinate is the one that it's writing to.
Interesting.
So I am.
Surface UV coordinate.
Yeah.
So if we do shader editor.
Yes. You might not be able to get that from there, but you can do a weird little hack probably about this. If you search for a node called attribute. And then I don't know if you can select it or if you have to type it manually.
For the name?
Yeah. Looks like
I have to type it. Surface UV coordinate. Okay.
Yeah. And then if you, instead of using the texture coordinate and mapping, you plug the, I don't really know if it's color or vector, they should be giving you basically the same
Into
thing.
this right here?
Yeah, into that one.
Let's try vector. Hey!
There we go.
There we go. Interesting. God damn. Okay, and then the only thing that we would need to go here is just a little invert in the center there. And then boom. That is crazy.
Right?
Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Chat, I'm telling you right now, I would not have figured this out in a million goddamn years. That's insane. I didn't even know that was a fucking tab I could open up.
Yeah, this is some deep blender
Jesus
knowledge.
Christ,
Yes.
you're telling me that's insane. I had no fucking idea. I mean, obviously it's not correct, like, as far as the coloring is supposed to be, because it's not made for that. It wasn't made for the coloring part. But, like, yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Damn, I just learned something, like, crazy right there. So that is the spreadsheet and looking for that type of information. Interesting. I wonder why it was writing to the surface UV coordinate as opposed to UV underscore hair. Did it just make its own UV when you added the hair then?
Maybe. I think this is me just speculating, so this might not be true at all. But surface UV coordinate is like further down in the list, so it might just be looking for like the first match it finds to the type of data that is a UV map. Now there is still two problems we have right now. One of them is not really an issue that's too bad, but something that I noticed. That texture, it has the color space of sRGB. The density in,
oh, you're saying the short hair density right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one, the color space, sRGB. If you change that to non-color, non-color is probably it. And then let the thing, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I think that fits better.
Yeah.
Looks more like the map, at least.
Yeah. sRGB, when something is in sRGB, Blender will do some math behind the scenes to make it look more correct to the eye. And you want that for colors. But when you're working with like
Exact
data,
mapping.
which masks,
Right. Okay.
then you want something to be using non-color.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. I mean, shit, that's pretty fucking, like, on it. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. Well, we have a way to be able to color hair now.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The one issue that's remaining that is kind of a big thing, since the end goal is to be able to use this in Unreal, is that we had to use an attribute node, and it isn't actually in the UV data.
Is this, I mean, so the surface UV coordinate, that's not a UV map, is what you're saying?
I don't know. I don't imagine it would be, since it doesn't show up as a UV map. But I also have only exported hair data from Blender to Unreal once, and that was a while ago, so I don't remember
Gotcha.
how that data is transferred. So if that's normally things that are just saved as an attribute like this doesn't really get exported correctly. So it would not show up in Unreal.
Crown, thank you so much for the radio. I appreciate it. Okay, so I have to find a way to turn this surface UV coordinate, like get this information onto the UV map, essentially.
I think so. Yeah. Let me Google this to make sure that just see if I can figure out how what Unreal is looking for.
Okay.
It's not it's not trivial, but it's not the most complicated thing in the world to transfer something from one attribute to another. It requires some obscure knowledge of geometry nodes.
Shit, just even realizing that there's a fucking spreadsheet was obscure as fuck to me. So I'm interested in I'm interested in how much more obscure this can get.
Yeah. Oh god, it feels like everything.
Hell yeah, Luminary.
Is obscure.
I mean,
How's the stream today?
I thought the nodes were already nerdy enough as it was. And the second I saw the spreadsheets,
I don't know, that's just a whole new fucking level. This is insane.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is so cool, like already looking though. I mean, it's nowhere near what it needs to be, but the fact that it's there in the first place is super cool.
Yeah.
Let's see if I just shoot. I guess for right now I can do. Oh, that's cool. No, I don't want that. Let's turn that off. Not bad. Had some weird game issues for Child of Light with dialogue not showing. What was Child of Light? There we go. Let's do a new one. Let's do. Can I help you, ma'am? Why? What? You don't need to be on my desk. Do light. Go. Bam. Let me save this actually. Child of Light is a platforming role. Oh, fuck type. No, I did. Okay. Just gotta save it. Is a platforming role-playing video game. Oh. It's like a playable poem, basically. That's interesting. Playable poem. Never heard of something like that. Sounds cool. Indie developed game, I imagine. Okay, so we want this to kind of be soft. Interesting. Let me just do this. I'm not sure, really. Fair enough. How'd you hear about the game in the first place? I don't want that up there. Shit. Get rid of that. So it needs to be up under the eye here. Trying to find the shape here. Oh, okay. Now I know who you are. I was like, oh, hey, how are you? I didn't remember the name. That makes so much more sense. What's up, Ghost Baby? Why the name change? There we go. So we'll just in here. I guess this is actually fine to just color all like that because it's gonna be just the hair color here. Ah, fair enough. It has been a while since we've seen you around in here. What have you been up to? Let's get this hooked around here a little bit.
It kind of looks like it might just actually export like you want into Unreal. The way it's set up right now, that would probably need to be tested though.
Okay. So the thing I was going to use was basically just like a little plugin thing that I saw. Forgot exactly what it was called. Shit, that'd probably be helpful. But essentially it was just like a plugin that did a lot of that shit already. You know what I mean? Like it handled that part of it. Is that what you're referring to, or is there a different like method that you're talking about?
The thing I was looking at was basically just exporting the data straight the normal Blender way. So that was not the plugin, but if there's a plugin that does it easier, then
You could give that one a shot, I guess.
Assume it would kind of work sort of the same if that functionality is already in default. But yeah.
But would have to play around with it either way. Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. I can give that a shot. Hell yeah, though. That's exciting. Okay, so this actually should go a lot smoother than I thought it was going to go. I thought it was going to be much more of a pain in the ass, to be honest with you. I thought that I was going to have to just go through and like add all the different colors in a completely different way because of how much it just wasn't working out. But just as a little test run here, if I have all this here, I does not like the big brush. Okay, so just theoretically, we have this here. So if I go back to shading, and this is light hair color. Come on, you load. Here we go. We'll go here. Let's just turn on all of the hair bits here. Is this all under fur 1? It is. Okay, so then I can change this to light hair color. Yeah?
Ayo.
And it did it.
There we go.
God damn. I mean, obviously not the right colors or like set up properly, but like basically the right idea.
Yeah, and it even gets like the slight transition where the texture's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
You can see the hair being,
Especially down here where it's a little bit softer. But then it's just playing around with those values a bit. Fuck yeah. Oh man, that's exciting. This guy's coming alive. I like it. Maybe I should just render him out like this so it could just be like all PlayStation, like old PlayStation graphics, texture-wise. That'd be sick.
Slows down to everyone's stream.
Fuck yeah.
Be a good April Fool's or Halloween.
I think it would be. I gotta go PS2 Otter at one point just for Halloween.
Oh, 100%.
Cool.
I love doing those little like I love doing those little Halloween costumes where I just completely change up the style, and doing something like that would be super sick. All the different fucking styles of
If you
different
do
video
it,
games.
though, you have to change your mic to sound like a
You know, I'm
PlayStation
not gonna lie to you,
microphone.
like,
So like I could do this, but it's nowhere near what it was for like the Go XLR. Go XLR had a lot of control.
but this Rodecaster does not have nearly as much control. It has kind of shitty, kind of shitty
Yeah.
fucking like voice effects. If I'm being honest with you,
Just buy a cheap like headset mic.
I just let it do it through
Buy
that.
a really cheap. Yeah.
That could be sick. Oh man, this is so exciting. I have a new direction now. That's basically, dude, that's been like this entire project. This entire project is like, okay, I'm working on this, and then I hit a fucking like roadblock, or like I get done with that thing after I'm done learning it. I'm like, okay, now what do I do? And it's just like getting the direction going, like next and next and next. Oh man, I love what the.
Yeah.
That's another thing, like the color wasn't doing before. Like before I was adding just like regular color to it, and it was just kind of giving it like a flat color. But you can see how like right here with the light hitting it just that right way, it's just giving this a different color than this without me having to go through and adding that in or
Yeah.
anything.
Slight diffusion.
That's fucking sick. Oh man, this gets me excited. This gets me pumped.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
I mean, this looks photoreal.
dude.
This-
I'm so excited. I'm hoping. So like, I've seen a lot of videos from. I saw. Fuck. What was that? I saw a guy that does live action like puppet stuff. Like it's literally, it looks like Muppets. You know what I mean? He was doing the live action Muppet thing in Unreal, and that's really what like inspired a lot of this part of it. So I'm hoping that this stuff will translate properly. I mean, he won't have all this majority of the time anyway. He's gonna have his outfit on here. And I'm going to cut off the other body parts so that way he has like, you know, it's like this part's going to have fur, this is going to have fur, this is going to have fur, and maybe the feet, but like, oh, and the tail. But like everything else is kind of just going to get cut off to be able to make it work for the thing here. But man, this is coming together. It's so fucking exciting. Dude, thank you so much for the help. That helps out like so goddamn much. I would have never known to fucking look at this stuff. And oh, that's so fucking awesome. This is why I like streaming this shit, y'all. This right here. Just be able to like meet people who actually know what the fuck they're doing. It's so helpful.
Yeah, no. The amount of times I've been sat working on something being like, I wish there was someone who I could just ask about this.
Dude, if you do not mind, I am gonna shoot you a little friend request here and everything. I will probably be needing to hit you up for some other information because like I said, I'm learning this as I go, and there's only so much you can ask Google without knowing like what it is that you need to look for, and that helped out phenomenally. So thanks, man.
Yeah, no worries. God, glad I could help.
Do you have an 8-bit voice changer? I don't. I could use one though. I had one with the Go XLR though. I had one with the Go XLR. It was great. It legitimately sounded all retro and shit, and it was fucking awesome. This one is not nearly as nice, but the big reason why I upgraded to this is because I can have that third computer hookup into this as like a basically like a line out to XLR in for here. So that way this Otter running on his own computer can have things that lead into this. You know what I mean? So. Oh, with the fucking whiskers too, dude. Holy shit. Oh, man. I don't know if you guys are getting hyped, y'all, but you should be because this is fucking cool. Do a new hair. Bam. So this needs to be melanin. Come on now. What does he look like zoomed out? It's not great at the moment, but like he doesn't even line up to his clothes right now. I need to modify some stuff. Cause I went through, I made the body, then I made the clothes based on the body, but then I changed up the body. So I had to remake the body fit the clothes, which is just moving some things around. I'm not too worried about it. Like also there's certain things that don't line up because positionally it didn't work out with the world. So but this is the general idea right now. Make it a little bit bigger. Happy birthday, Mirai. Yeah, it's Mirai's birthday. Make sure you guys give her the homie some love. Take a little screenshot there. Ooh, too much. There we go. That's crazy progress. Put this in the... You know, it's been a while since I've put a picture of an update in the lore section. Let me add that in there. Bam. You designed this otter? Yeah. And this is a long way from what it was. Long, long way of what it was. I've been working on this guide for 2.5 years now. Wouldn't the fur clip through the clothing? Shouldn't. I guess if it's set up right. But either way, the, like for instance, this part of the arm, it's not even going to be on the body. You know what I mean? So I'm like, for instance, he's going to have like this section of his body, his arms, and then like maybe his head and upper torso, like right to here, whatever's being shown. But the rest of it, I'm just going to cut off of him because he doesn't need it. And that's how you usually optimize for a lot of game stuff. Is that, like if you take a look at the rocket model for Marvel Rivals, he doesn't even have a body. Like he probably has a body for his base model for like the thing that they made, which is kind of what I'm doing now. Like I'm making this base model without any clothes, right? So I can do whatever clothes on him later and cut off the parts I don't need. So, but his current model, like his base model for the game, for his main outfit, he has no body. It's just the clothes, because if you can't see it, it doesn't need to be there in the first place. It just bogs down your computer more than it needs to. You know what I mean? It really has, Reaver. It really has. I am surprised. Roic, thank you for the follow on Twitch, dude. Welcome in. Have you tried the otter on yet? Oh, you mean like, as far as the, he's not even rigged. I'm still getting this part down. So he's not even rigged up yet to be able to be used in that fashion. And even then, I don't even know how to do that yet. I don't even know how to bring this motherfucker into, I don't even know how to open Unreal Engine. So we are so fucking far until that point. I have so many videos and shit I gotta test out and play around with before we even get to that point, but it is making progress. It is making progress. Learning all of it from like ground zero is it just takes time, and you guys are kind of like in the middle of like seeing how that time interferes with things, you know what I mean? So, but we're getting there. I'd say the first thing I want to do here is I want to change around some of the numbers here just to get an experiment to see how that looks. Let's go here. Let's change the max. Max. Let's see. I gotta find a good reference here. So I had it do this, and I really like this color here. That's definitely a lot darker than this. So the max probably needs to. Oh, you know what? The melanin and the melanin redness. I didn't even think about that. Can I plug them both into here? There we go. But does that make sense?
Probably not in the long run.
Yeah. It probably needs... Is there a way? There probably is. So I'm trying to think if there's a way to make it where it affects this. Oh, yeah. Well, I need a factor, essentially, I think.
Yeah.
Is there just a factor that I can add?
I'll bring it back.
Okay. Because I need it to, like, affect this, but not directly. So right now, this is affecting this directly. So I need to go from this into something here to say... Because I don't need the redness to be at 100% with this as well. I just need it to affect it at a fraction of what it's affecting here.
One thing you could do is have another map range.
That's fair. Range.
And then plugging the invert color into that one as well.
Right.
So since invert color is basically your mask now, just going from 0 to 1, and then you can use that for anything.
And let's try this at 0.25. And the minimum we'll set to 0.1. Maybe that's too much. 0.5. See how this looks real quick. Boom. Okay, so this is like the dark color here, which I'm trying to match up to that. So let's set this to... maybe we set this to... Still trying to learn how the melanin slider works, but I'm trying to match up this hair to that hair. It's definitely got... I feel like this isn't too shabby for some of this. All of this looks futuristic because of the nodes and everything. It's fair. Nice. I love node editing kind of things. The biggest thing for me is just same thing with like learning other programs, is just learning what tools I have available to me, like what nodes I have available to me. But this shit's super cool. Is this what Disney does all day? No, they use much higher end programs than Blender. I'm pretty sure they use Maya and shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know how
for
Maya
most
works.
part, Maya.
Yeah. I don't know if
But
Maya
you'd be
uses
surprised.
nodes. What does Maya use?
Maya has a couple of systems. They definitely do use nodes. You'd be surprised how similar parts of Maya is to Blender when you actually get down to it.
I never really looked like too much into it, mostly because the cost kind of just scared me away, you know?
Yeah.
But it like I know that Maya is a super powerful program overall, but I know that Blender is also really solid. It's just maybe certain things might not be as optimized. Am I on Twitch?
Yeah.
I am JJ. Who made this? I made this.
You definitely have benefits to using both Blender and Maya.
Oh yeah.
There's a surprising amount of stuff that Blender actually does way better than Maya at this point as well.
Really? Like what?
I mean, modeling for one, just pure modeling is a lot more convenient in Blender, as well as the modifications, workflow, and the kind of the geometry nodes system. That entire thing doesn't really exist in Maya.
Really? Oh, dude, that's like a super
Yeah.
powerful thing for Blender. I didn't realize it just didn't exist elsewhere.
Yeah, I know. Normally what you do in like a traditional pipeline, you'd have Maya for your modeling and animation, and then any like really complicated technical stuff you'd use another program, most likely Houdini.
Oh man, I've heard of Houdini, but I've not actually like seen it being used before.
Oh, it's scary. That I can do some stuff that sometimes makes me pause and be like, whoa, that's.
What do you
that's
actually
kinda cool.
do with Houdini?
Houdini is, I mean, it's basically geometry nodes, but like 100 times more powerful. It's
I can
yeah,
sing
it's
Toad.
just-
I gotta mess around with it a bit.
your nodes and geometry nodes basically. You have like, you can do simulations, and you can do procedural modeling, and you can do some. Honestly, I know a lot of studios, game studios, use it for pipeline work, where you basically have like 1,000 models that have a specific issue, and then you can just like automatically run through all of them and fix it. It can do a lot of things, but I think it's most famous for like procedural modeling and simulations and stuff.
I've never actually like wound up diving into that whatsoever. I've always heard of it, but never actually like gotten into it. You know what I mean? Although I think the thing I remember it for was like VFX type of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like it was back when I was like really like much younger and getting into After Effects, and then some people were talking about doing VFX in Houdini rather than VFX in After Effects, and I didn't know the difference between it all. You know what I mean?
You know, it's really powerful for that. I mean, the simulations, the fire/explosion simulations, I know it's quite powerful for water sims as well. But also stuff like, let's say that you need to blow up an entire town. Basically, you need like 10 variations of buildings, and you need to be able to destroy them for some VFX stuff. Houdini is by far the best way of doing it. You can kind of do it by hand and have it take like 10 times more.
But might as well make it like a
manpower.
procedural kind of thing.
Yeah. So anything where you need to make variations, or you need to be able to like break something down, since you can do both the like making it procedurally as well as the simulation of destroying it procedurally in Houdini, it's super powerful for that.
How expensive is Houdini?
I think the most appropriate answer is yes.
Yes. Yeah, that sounds about right. There's like a couple things I've splurged on as far as like the cost part comes in. I have a subscription for ZBrush. Even though I know Blender has a sculpting thing, ZBrush is just I love ZBrush so fucking much. And then also I bought Marmoset just because I used to bring I like bringing it into there to be able to like show off the assets and like some of the baking stuff. Although I'm not gonna lie to you, like the new improvements that they've made for baking in Substance Painter has actually been really nice. But originally I was using Marmoset to do a lot of my baking, and I just felt like it was working a lot better. But now, honestly, I feel like the baking is a lot smoother in Substance Painter. It's kind of hit or miss for me. It kind of depends on like what the thing is, you know what I mean? You like the soft brown? I like this. I like this a lot, and I'm trying to get this part here, at least the top of the, like this color right here essentially should represent this color here. But I gotta play around with these sliders to make that happen, and it's kind of acting weird, funky. So I'm playing around with it right now.
Yeah, you're also kind of in a weird situation because the lighting is so different.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at the eye. The reference seems to be a pretty neutrally lit outdoor thing.
Oh yeah.
And you have some pretty harsh lighting on the model. So right now,
Oh, you know what? I might be able to.
Impossible to make it match 100%.
Oh yeah. I'm not even expecting it to like match like super accurately, but just a little. I can tell that it needs like a little bit of something different. Like this might be a little bit too. Like this right here, the shadow parts of this color is just not the same as this right here, and I'm trying to like figure out what the little bits and pieces are. Like what does this even do to begin with? You know what I mean? What do these things actually mean that I'm affecting here? I should probably find what's it called though? An HDRI to light this scene up real quick. I remember how to do that. Using the render, right? Then no wait. World? Yeah, world. Then I know this. Wait. No. This. Environment texture. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. You boys learning things. I thought I saved some. Maybe I didn't. I guess I didn't. Let's see. Let's see. Let's do outdoor. Let's grab. Yeah, this seems nice. And download. Oh, I do have a fucking thing. I just didn't download it properly. Weird. Let's go here. Okay. So it's my downloads. Let's go downloads. And open. And let's turn these off. Interesting. Okay. I know it's just an HDRI, but just to see him kind of in an environment is so cool. Really need to fix the eyes. I had a lot better of eyes, and they just didn't export properly. There's these glossy black blobs of dimension. Damn, that's super shiny. Let's select the fur here. Oh, that's why. Definitely need to change this up a bit. How do you make it render faster? Yeah. I don't think, yeah.
Are you using GPU or CPU right now? For this,
I should be using GPU. Oh, I'm using CPU. Huh. There we go.
Well, that's step one then.
There we go. I thought I was on GPU, but I guess not. Oh, there we go. About to say, I have like a pretty decent. I mean, I guess I have a good CPU as well, but I have a good GPU, so I'm surprised it's taking as long as it's taking. There we go.
Don't forget to save.
Yep. It's so cute. It is cute. Hope it's coming along pretty nice. Oh, I know that Blender was like switching over to Vulkan. Is that already a thing now? Or?
I think it's classed as experimental.
Okay.
I know you can turn it on, but I think there are still some things that don't work 100% yet.
Oh, really? Okay. I'd been seeing some like videos and stuff about it, but I didn't really know where, like, if it was worth it or not yet.
What's Vulkan?
It's I'm potatoing right now. All the caffeine that I consumed is completely run out at this point. It's what's it called? It's like it's an engine that it runs off of, essentially. So originally Blender was or I guess in this current state, it's running OpenGL, which is just like an older kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a bit slow, but it can handle a lot of shit. And then Vulkan is kind of like, so you like you know how for your games you got to run like the DirectX stuff.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like that same kind of idea. It's like it runs. That's what it runs through. There's pros and cons to each side of it, but the biggest thing is that one is newer than the other, kind of thing.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite rock in your little pockets? I actually wear them around my neck with the clothes here.
Another nice thing about Vulkan is it's using a lot more. It has a lot more things in common with games engines and like proper rendering stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So some of the things that are technically backwards, that if you try to export something from Blender to Unreal or to Unity, will be basically flipped in the data like UV maps.
Mm-hmm.
If you use Vulkan, then that's less of an issue.
Oh, also, because like I said, OpenGL, very old. So you got to think about the technology that was used during OpenGL. It was, you're thinking about a lot of things that were like core duo processors were something that was just like a brand fucking new thing even, you know what I mean, for OpenGL even. So it didn't really utilize multi-thread processing, but now that's just like a given for a lot of shit. Like the processors are made to use that type of shit. Vulkan is able to take advantage of that where OpenGL is not really able to.
Okay.
2 Stark, I agree. Yeah, it needs some modifications. Honestly, it might be a bit of the melanin value though. Turn that down a bit. That's better. That's already a lot better. And then I think there needs to be a bit more redness. This probably needs to be 0.03. How much more? 0.3? Oh, that's too much. 0.02. Thank God I switched this over to fucking GPU compute. I mean, the CPU I have is good, but GPU is feeling so much better. 0.1. Okay. I feel like it's very yellow. Let's do 0.1 for that. Maybe... What happens if I just set that to 0? It's not bad. I think we set the melanin value here, though, to 0.07. That's not too shabby. It's not right, Grandma Otter. It's not right, but it's a lot better. And I do kind of like that dark color. Like, it doesn't need to match this directly, obviously, but I do really like this. I do really like this. And it is getting there. It is getting closer to there. Honestly, one of the things I also really like about this is how rough some of this hair looks. I almost feel like I need to add, like, want to add a curve. I can't think of the name of it now. What am I thinking of? I am floundering. What is the thing called again? It's the curl. Actually, let's change it back to 3. Oh, it's here. There we go. I don't like that. Let's do 2.5. We've gone through so many soundtracks, y'all. Now we're on the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack. Do you think you'll finish the order today? No. No. I'm getting closer, but I'm definitely not finished. If anything, it's important that I don't finish it today because I'm going to make the changes I'm going to make. And then I'm going to get my eyes off of it. And then I'm going to come back. Like, if anything, honestly, I have to bring the scar back too. Like, the scar isn't even here right now. You know what I mean? I have to bring that back into the picture. Tweak that color stuff around a little bit because I'm not really happy with how that came out. The eyes aren't correct. Just in general, there's a lot of stuff I need to fix up about this guy. I'm very nitpicky about this guy, but it's on purpose because it's gonna be the guy that you see like hanging out here the entire fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is an important little guy, so I want to make sure all the little details and shit are correct. Before I really move forward with things, for instance, I want to add a little bit of extra, like another additional hair patch on the eyebrows, just so it can be a little bit more expressive. It just adds a little bit of extra like flair to it. I forgot where I saw that before. I saw it on a different thing on one of my reference boards, and they added some extra length and everything to the eyebrows area, because obviously these dudes don't got eyebrows, but you want to make sure that you can emote properly, you know. I'm gonna edit a little bit more, Grandma Otter, and then I'm gonna call it. I just wanna try to get down a little bit more of the coloring, and then I'll be good to go. You know what I mean? And then I'll come back to it. But this is already like a huge step in the right way for progress. Another thing I'll need to do is add in some of the black hairs, because some of this hair just winds up coming in black as well. But I'm very impressed with how it is at the moment even. So like for instance right here, what I'd probably want to do is go into the, let's save this. I think I'm just going to focus on the head real quick. The body I can do later. The head, I want to get down a little bit more though. We're going to add a bit of a gray color up here in the top. So it gives kind of like an in-between transitional kind of thing here. Also, this is a little too sharp, so I'm going to have it come around here more, follow this in a different way. So let's select this. There we go. Let's turn all of this off. Let's go into the texture paint. Just a little bit more, he says, 3 hours later. You know, it would fit how I normally do it. It wouldn't be completely inaccurate. All right, so let's... Ooh, there we go. Let's do a bit of this here. Let's have it come down more around here. There we go, something like that. And then I'm also going to go in and set the strength down pretty low. Oop, that's too low. Let's do 0.5. Let's do half strength right here. Paint some of this in here. There we go. Like that. Let's take some of this out, actually. Okay. So just to see like what it's doing to the colors here. Let's add a little bit more right there. I want to go and save this. And let's go into the shading tab again. Oh, it is struggling. There we go. Turn that off. Turn this on. Turn all these on. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, man. It's all coming together, dude. That's so cool. That's so cool.
That's great.
This little guy. What was the scar for? What do you mean? Like how did it happen? That's very long. It's a long story, I guess. That's why it's gonna have its own like little animation thing. I really love this right here. I love how like these hairs are kind of like this color, but it's overlapping with that. That's so cool. Oh man, look at all the little hairs, y'all. Isn't that crazy looking? Oh man. I'm so fascinated by this shit. When it had no hair, there was a scar. Yeah, I basically just got to paint that back in. So I mean, I guess if I go to texture paint. Come on. I believe in you. There we go. Go to texture paint. Turn this guy back on. I'm going to take all of this. Let's create a new collection. Drag this into here. Here. There we go. So with this guy, if I switch this over to short hair density, this isn't going to be super accurate probably, but it should be fine. I'm just going to go in, set the power up to 1. We'll set the power to 0.75. There we go. Just drag this right here. I want like a little bit of hair, but not a lot. Ooh. It did not like that. There we go. There we go. So this is not super accurate. I'm going to go and like do it a little bit better later. But just to kind of get like a good idea and reference. I'm pretty sure it's even more over here, but that's fine. Let's save this. And let's turn this guy off, turn this guy on. Yeah, it's much more over here. I'm going to undo that. Let's drag this back in here.
Oh, that looks so jank.
Yeah, it
The
does.
fuck?
It's the two different models on top of one another. There we go. Okay, so it's actually, oh, maybe it's actually right here.
May I ask why you're using two different models?
Because when I was doing the research into it, it said that the hair system for Blender does not work with UDIMs, and I wanted to use UDIMs for the model because I wanted to have a lot of detail here in the head and the face, but not really for the rest of the body, because the rest of the body is not going to be like seen even that much anyway. So I wanted to have like this have its own thing. So that's why I just made its own like little separate model here and had its own UVs for that purpose. You know what I mean?
All right, yeah.
Okay, let's save that. Let's turn that off. We have this on, the hair on. Let's switch to rendered. So this model's replacing the 2D? Yeah, eventually. Okay, so obviously you got to play around with it a bit because that looks like fucking butt cheeks, but you get the idea, you know? This is essentially what it's going to wind up being. It's got to feather out a lot more, got to play around with it. This is only affecting the small hairs. It's not even affecting the big hairs kind of thing. This is not like a rough idea, though, of what's going to wind up being. Also, I'm really not a fan of... I feel like this needs to be... I don't want to say pronounced more, but like, it needs to have something going on. It's not a fresh wound, but it needs to have something. Yeah, the scar gives him a little bit more character. It fits in with his lore more, that kind of thing. It should be a little concave. Yes, it is. I mean, it's not like physically concaved. It's using normals to like make it look like that. But it's just to save geometry and everything, because that would be way too intense to try to have that as a physically based thing, you know? How old is the scar? It depends on what point of history. I guess for this case, like, fuck, I don't know. I was looking at Koba. I think Koba and Scar. Kind of how like this is still like dug in. Oh my god, that's a fucking terrible picture. Why is it like fucking... Where's all my resolution, bro? That's crazy. What the fuck is this? So small. But you see how this is kind of like here? I really dig how this is looking. Maybe I just need to add a little bit more like pink fleshiness to it. It's probably what it needs. It's just very like pale. Then also Scar here. These are the two references essentially.
I am such a fucking idiot. God damn it.
Why is that?
No, that makes sense. No, I thought I sold the wrong card for no reason, but it actually worked out.
I don't want it to be fresh where you see like this color, but this kind of idea here, you know, And having this kind of happen with the hair too, you can see like there's a little bit of, you can see that there's like a little bit of hair growth that's happening here, but still has like that like dug in kind of look. So this kind of idea, there's a little bit of hair growing in right here. The whiskers are still like relevant around it. It comes down. And it affects the coloring around it here too. You can see the flesh underneath, which I think is more direct on this, you know? So probably what I need to do is just go in and like just affect the scar area. Maybe give it a little bit more red tone and definitely darker. Because that's something I'm noticing with both of these, that this is, well, this has a little bit lighter, but they both have some red notes in it for the fleshy look. And it's just something I need to do. I kind of like threw this on here really quickly because I wanted to work on the fur, but I need to reapproach it, which I kind of figured I was going to have to do anyway. Like a lot of this has been going kind of back and forth because I'll do a thing and then I'll move on to the next thing. And then I'll learn a bunch of things about the thing I just did. And then I'll have to go back and do that thing. And it, like, that's been this process the whole time. It's me learning things as I'm going. And then going back and fixing the things after I learn new things. Like the outfit has completely changed. This otter model that you're looking at here is like so many generations past the point. If I'm going back in just the lore tab itself, which doesn't even have like all of the things, right? Like you got to think actually, I do have a progress folder. I can take a look at that real quick. So you see where he's at now, right? But when I was a bit ago, let's see, where's my progress? Progress. Is the earliest progress here? Yeah, so this was what he looked like before now. You know, take a look at, look at the difference between, not this guy out here, but like just seeing the difference between these two guys right here. I mean, that's crazy, you know?
That is night and day.
Dude, that old model looks goofy as shit.
He does, dude. He does. But that's how I was doing it. I was just like, oh yeah, I'll just paint on the fur for him, and oh, this is how the scar is gonna look. It's just this little like tiny rinky dink thing, big ass fucking nose, you know. It's like, it's night and day difference. But this is like, when was this? Oh, dude, this was basically last year. Yeah, this is 2024, the 3rd of July. So this is 1 year's progress right here between this and this. This is a year's worth of progress going into it. So, and the eyes on this one isn't even right. That's really like aggravating me at this point. I'm not gonna lie. I think I have one with the eyes rendered proper. Let's see, where is it? This was me finishing the clothes. But even the clothes, you know what I mean? Like, look at the difference between like these clothes right here, right? Which is the same like thing I had, but then I learned so much more about texturing and I made it into this, you know what I mean? Like, this is just super based as far as like where it's basic just texturing on there. And then I went through and made it have a story kind of shit going on, right? And who knows if this one I'm trying to but hold on, let me see. There's got to be one. Oh yeah, this is the original? No. Where are you at? No. Oh yeah, this originally was going to be the outfit, but I changed it quite a bit since then. You can kind of see the eyes there. Oh yeah, this was the first time like me putting it on fur to the dude as well. This is probably a better before and after kind of thing. You can see this is where we were before as well. And I was going to move forward with this kind of thing. But looking at it, dude, looking at it now, look how fucking goofy his head shape is. Look at goofy that looks. I thought this was like this was gonna be the model, you know what I mean? And but here's the funny thing about it is that I guarantee you, like a year from now or something like that, as I'm working on more stuff, I'm gonna take a look at this guy right here and think the same thing about this guy that I do for this guy. It's just how it happens. It's just natural how this winds up working out. But I mean, this was my first attempt at doing the hair stuff for him. You can see actually these eyes are actually pretty much the same though. These eyes are going to be what these eyes are. You can see there's like that hint of brown in there. This just dead ass doesn't even have that because it didn't load in properly. I need to like fuck around with it a bit. Our old scar looks like a cat scratch. Yeah, there's nothing like what it is now, but I do like the coloring of this a lot more than I like the coloring of this. So I just need to play around with it. A bit. Either way, this is a good amount of progress, and I think that we have a good direction for what we're going to do on the next stream. Again, big thank you to the homie in here for helping us out with like figuring out what we needed to do. That was an immense amount of help. So thank you so much again for that, dude. But I think that's where I'm gonna call it. So thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. I will catch you guys next time. If you are here on Twitch, here, let me see who I can send you on over to right quick. It's taking like 30 years to save my pure ref doc. Following, let me hop over here. Let's see. Dude, there's like no one on right now. I'll send you on over to No Illusions. Go give this guy a whole hell of a lot of love. He is currently doing some Red Dead Redemption 2 RP stuff. He's absolutely hilarious. Give him a whole hell of a lot of love from us from The Forge. I will see you guys on Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. EST. Should have the car by then too, which is super exciting. I'll give you guys updates as soon as that winds up happening and being the thing. Again, I'll see you on Tuesday at 7 p.m. EST. And until next time, continue exploring, Smiths. Much love, everybody.